Hey, everybody, it's the Bennington Show. Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington, Joe Bennington.
Yos.
Vito. I got the computer Bennington. And, of course, Stanley. Now,
Hey.
Bonnie and Clyde started us off on Weird Song Week. Tell everybody who did that one, Gail.
Serge Gainsbourg and Brigitte Bardot.
Brigitte Bardot, the one-time title holder of most beautiful woman in the history of the universe.
Yeah, she's up there. She's maybe one of our most beautiful human specimens of all time.
Yeah, certainly at the top of her game. But Muhammad Ali, same way. You got to be there. You got to be measured at the top of your game.
Oh, of course.
Because life, please, it's awful.
Get you down.
Life will just beat the shit out of you, physically beat the shit out of you. And then Serge it was a ladies' man, right?
Yeah, he was quite
sound? I heard a weird sound?
I didn't hear a weird sound.
Wow, okay. All right, that's a stroke. I heard
No,
I heard a stroke. I just heard a stroke in my brain. I'm fine.
Serge was a total. I mean, look at him. He was a sexy man.
It's hard for men to see that.
Yeah, but I feel like if you look at Serge Gainsbourg, you see. I think a man could imagine what a woman sees.
All right, let me see Serge.
In a young Serge Gainsbourg.
Well, you know what? French guys got it together because they can have dirty hair.
Yep.
And they can put on a suit on a Monday and wear it all week, and no one fucking complains about them.
True, and they can kind of be like a little bit weird looking too. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you can be odd looking.
There's a benefit there.
Actually, if you look at that picture he has up right there, it looks like young Bruce Springsteen, like in 1972.
That does look. That is so true.
Bruce Springsteen. Boy, not a lot of people loving the Weird Song of the Day.
Aww.
Weird Song of the Day, not old. I mean, it's weird for a reason. I'm sorry, we didn't say we're playing the top hits of the 90s
Yeah,
today.
this is not the top hits.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe you're not a weirdo. Okay, cool. That's fine.
It can't be Pearl Jam and Nickelback every single day, kids.
It's not normie rock. Come on.
What do you call it?
Normie rock.
Who would fit in the normie rock?
I'd say like
This is the problem with just
Metallica.
making something up, is that you don't have
What
any
about,
basis at all in it.
would you say like Muse and Coldplay, like all
the
those kind of
Coldplay's
like
normie rock.
kind of
Muse is going to be over in Brooklyn tomorrow, and Brooklyn is buzzing about it.
really? They're a buzz.
Yeah, they're going to be playing the Nets. I don't know. That's the fucking thing that I can't. I can't see happening. They're going to get crushed. I'm going to be totally honest here. You better have an unbelievable outside game. You got to have a Golden State Warrior outside game. Because you're not touching the fucking paint, Muse. You're not coming inside. The door has been fucking shut. So rain threes, my brothers. There is some, great basketball stories, but we got to start off with the story of the day. I mean, you look back in the year 2000 was such a great fucking mad carnival of an election. You thought it couldn't be beat. But this Trump thing is nothing could be better. He's running on the Republican ticket. He's kicking ass on the Republican ticket. Then you find out the Republicans themselves don't like him, the Republican establishment. And now yesterday, he says, I'm not going to Fox News. No one all these years has been able to take on Fox News, and Donald Trump is doing it. And I kind of feel like this is Waterloo. Either this is the breakout, he really can't be touched, he really can shoot people on Fifth Avenue, or the actual downfall. It's going to be one or the other.
An entire nation cannot talk about anything other than Donald Trump. If you put on Fox, they're talking about Trump. If you put on MSNBC, Flint, the water, we'll get to that.
They don't give a shit.
We'll get to that.
They care about Trump and that mean little doctor who was slapping around an Uber driver, and now her whole life is fucked.
She's gonna lose her license.
That's the two big stories. But the fact that he's saying really fuck you to Fox. Then he's going to Iowa where he says he's raising money for vets. And what are you supposed to say? You can't say, oh, fuck the troops. You better be here with everybody else.
This is more important.
Now, of course, they're going to do jokes about it at the debate, but will they look even more like assholes? Is it like when the cool kid gets kicked out and said for detention, a couple of dorks open up their mouth? You don't look like more of a pussy then.
I would be surprised if anyone would even know how it goes, because I don't know who will watch. I have a feeling that they're not going to get the same kind of people.
Well, if MSNBC runs the whatever he's doing that night in Iowa, I'm watching that just out of solidarity. But it's a great story. I mean, he is whatever you think of him. And you can think whatever you want. But he's a fucking wild man.
He's crazy.
And this shit is really wildly unexpected and wildly funny. And also, to use a term from the 50s, ballsy. It's a ballsy move to make.
He's got balls, that's for sure. Yeah, it's very...
Vito. Vito, you're a young founder, and I saw a bunch of young founders that were backing Trump. I don't know whether we've ever even checked with you.
I love Donald Trump.
That's the dude bro in him.
Yeah.
You're a real dude bro.
I like a fucking dude who gets shit done and says what he wants. That's my hero.
All right, so you're 100%. This is your first vote, right?
Yeah.
You've never voted before?
Oh my God,
is that true?
I didn't want to vote last time because I didn't want to get jury duty, but it's my...
All right, that's smart. That's smart.
Oh, God.
You get jury duty.
So you just want to be doubly a bad citizen. Like, I don't want to vote and I don't want to serve jury duty.
So are you going to risk jury duty and vote this time?
Yeah, I need to because Donald Trump needs me.
Good. I hope you get fucking on some case that's 7.5 weeks. And you're like, what is this $23 for lunch? I can't eat. This is downtown. I can't eat anything more than a slice.
That's 2 burritos.
Chris, Indiana.
Hey, Ron. Trump came out and said he's going to do a fundraiser for wounded warriors instead of going to the debate. So either way, he comes out like a champ.
Well, does it look like he's coming out like a champ or just using the wounded warriors themselves? This, from a PR point of view, it's risky. It's either the greatest move or the worst move. It's definitely him saying, I'm going to run my own show.
I feel like anyone pointing that out, anyone who would say clearly what Donald Trump is doing is using them in order to get out of this thing, I think people will still be like, no. And I think he has a way to combat it where he says, no, this is what I mean. Everyone goes, oh, okay, that's what he said.
I think Trump has proved that he could even wear one of those wolf killer coats and walk down the street, probably even with wolf blood still dripping down. Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow.
Bonnie. I don't know. I gotta tell you, I think this one could be a bad move for him.
You think it could backfire, finally?
Yeah, I think it could, because you can't say that Fox hasn't done the work, but to bring a voting block. I mean, they've been working on this for 20 years. Normally, if they say, this is our guy, that's your guy, they've been known to tear people down, build people up. It seems like they're helpless at this point with Donald Trump, which weakens their whole brand, weakens their corporation.
But I feel like he has somehow been the one person to take the wind out of their sails.
Well, so far, yes. So far, yes. But do you keep risking that? It's a long way to the election, especially hopefully if Bloomberg jumps in.
Oh, I hope.
Bloomberg, there's rumors that Hillary's going to be served any day and be involved in this FBI thing because I don't know the whole story, but I think she took her laptop to work. Something horrible happened, and so she could be out. We'd get Bernie Sanders, who's had 2 hit series. I mean, he created Seinfeld, and then Curb Your Enthusiasm, and an entire nation fell in love with that. So we'd have him, Trump, three New Yorkers ready to sit there and just rip each other. Here's my thing. If that happens, we'll run out of popcorn in this country. People will turn that into the Super Bowl, World Series every night, and we're just going to sit in front of our TVs screaming and tweeting and having a great time. Hey, Rob, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie, Fox News ought to put up a cardboard cutout of Trump on the stage.
Now, here's the thing. If they do that, if they bust his balls, or if Christie goes out and calls him like a coward or whatever for that, they now risk a backlash as well. So I don't know if Trump made the right move, but now Fox has got to be sitting around constantly going, what's our right move? You know, what do Fox and Friends say in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, all of this started because Fox had released that statement where they were kind of mocking him for taking to Twitter to ask his followers, what do you think? Do you think I should do this or not? Well, and they're mocking him for, basically saying, do you really want a president who's going to go to Twitter for the answer to the hard-hitting questions or whatever? I think the answer is yes. These people actually do like that about him.
Well, they do like that about him. He's accessible. He's been on reality TV. He's got a lot of money. He looks like lifestyles of the rich and famous. I mean, how many times have we seen some, and this is long before he ran for president, but something of him in his penthouse and then in the Trump copter going into, the Trump golf course and then getting on the Trump plane, going down to Mar-a-Lago in Florida. And the weird thing is we've kind of trained our people and we've been trained ourselves to love that. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the fantasy that people have right before they fall off to sleep at night. This is America's full ego right there. A couple of right moves, that could be me. So instead of saying like, oh, what a dick this guy is, there's a lot of people just like, that's fucking rocking.
Yeah.
I would love that to be my life. But you said it started when that happened. This started way back at the very first debate when Megyn Kelly, and this is about, here's the other thing, is about this also from if we were making this in the movie, you got this beautiful, smart, conservative, blonde bombshell that they should look like a little couple together. Instead, they're breaking up right in front of us. Fucking great, great TV. Hey, Chris in Richmond.
Yeah, Ronnie, I was going to say Trump's making an absolute right decision. I mean, I believe he's won every debate except one. Maybe it was a tie, and enough of these debates already. I mean, this is like the seventh one. I mean, his popularity's there. I mean, you mentioned earlier that he could wear a wolf coat. Ronnie, he could wear Wolf Blitzer's coat.
I would be unbelievable if he was like, what is he doing? Why did he buy Wolf Blitzer's old coat? I am looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Like the Super Bowl, everybody can be a fucking expert until it actually happens, Until it actually goes down, then we will see. But it's unbelievable theater.
Will you have Stanley pick the Broncos, please?
Stanley has made two picks in different directions.
Yeah.
We're going to let him. He's on just a midweek sober up right now. As we get next week, he'll make his prediction and we'll announce what this will be the 5th annual bonsai contest and giving away signed footballs for the first, like Donald Trump, we go to Twitter for this bit.
Yes.
And you have to tweet out during the game. But maybe we'll do some other fun contests like that during the game. We've got some stuff to work out. Flats just said, I don't know where Trump is, but his jet's here in Palm Beach today. All right, thanks, Flats. I got a man in Florida keeping an eye on everything right now. And then he's also one of the people who said to me, what's the story with Esther Koo? What's what's happening there? What's the backstory? What's she doing?
What's her deal?
What's her wiki?
Yeah, what's happening with her? Like, what's her deal?
Here is Dave. Dave in California.
Go on, Ronnie B. Hey, Trump might not even use Air Force One, Ronnie B. He might just pimp out his own ride. Anyway, the whole world must be freaking out, Ronnie. The Middle East, they don't know what's going to happen. Japan's freaking out. China is scared. What do you think they're thinking?
Well, we know for a fact even England is petrified of a Donald Trump America.
I love it. It's great. It's about time. Shit. Get this shit back in order. All right, Ronnie, take it easy.
Peace. It is an interesting thing that the rest of the country, the rest of the planet doesn't get this at all.
No.
I'm sure they wouldn't get Bernie Sanders either, but they just haven't heard of him. There's the two best friends going by.
Missed it. Didn't see.
JT, what's up, buddy? JT.
Hey, Ronnie B.
Hey.
So, who do you like for Trump's VP pick?
It's an interesting move. I know a lot of people think it's Sarah Palin. My prediction is it's going to be a general, a recently retired general, so that he could say we're going to have the toughest military in the world. Because between the military and terrorism, that's the only thing Americans ever think about other than money. We think about money and then who's going to fuck up anyone who screws with us. That's our two number one things.
That's the most important. And I think any way he could align with either someone military or someone religious or Christian.
I don't think so. I don't think that buys into this election.
You don't think that? You think that this time it's about? Because in other elections, it was very important.
It was very important because you didn't have somebody like him. But I think that he even takes a lot of those people and brings them into the mix. I think they dig him.
You think that people who in previous elections said I wouldn't vote for a
100%.
candidate who isn't Christian or doesn't believe in Jesus.
Yeah. Well, he says he does now.
Right, but I think they know it's not true.
But you know what? You got to take the guy at his word. You know what I mean? He says he likes Jesus. He likes 2 Corinthians. He likes all that stuff.
That was the best because he's, saying this to people who they've made it their life's work to study the Bible. He's like, you know how you say in 2 Corinthians, and then they just all kind of giggle. Like they're just like, he doesn't know.
Stupid.
He doesn't know.
He's stupid about
I don't
our
believe
stuff.
him, but
it's kind of devilish. It's kind of a fun little devil. The only other outside thing, and I had somebody that would have been perfect for him, but they fucked it up with their own scandal with Papa John's, and that's Joe Montana. I thought Joe Montana would have been perfect as the VP.
Wow.
But he came out in those khakis filled with 50-cent pieces so that he could buy a fucking second pizza. No, I'm sorry, Joe.
Hunched over it all strangely.
why is he so desperate for that Papa John's?
Yeah, he was really doing an old man walk. It wasn't very nice at all. Here is Ian. Ian.
Hey, Ronnie B.
Yeah.
Generals can't be presidents or vice presidents.
Well, an ex-general, dude. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe saw a guy in the 1950s who was a general. I'm not saying he's going to take a guy who's a general. The guy will be general and vice president. You know how many ex-generals we have to pick from? There's hundreds.
You enlighten me.
Hundreds and hundreds. Just everywhere you look on TV, every network owns an ex-general.
Seems like we have too many generals.
Our resident ex-general is here.
That general at the other place is nuts.
It's like an ex-referee.
Nuts.
Take it from me. I'm a general.
Here's Scott. Scott. Whoops, let me try again. Go ahead, Scott.
Mahabone, Ronnie.
Mahabone, my friend.
Reagan did the same thing. He skipped the debate before the Iowa caucus. He lost in Iowa, but of course went on to win and become the president.
It's a different situation, 100%, because this is Fox News. This doesn't have shit or shinola to do with Iowa. No one takes Iowa seriously. By the way, have you guys watched that Circus TV show yet?
No, I haven't watched it.
You've got to watch it. It's I think it's HBO. Might be Showtime.
It's Showtime.
It is Showtime?
Yeah.
The first 2 are on demand, but you will see the amount of elderly who show up. Everyone always talks about the youth vote, and we're going to get the youth vote. The amount of people in their 70s and 80s who show up that these guys have to count down to, unfucking believable.
Yeah, it's the majority. I mean, they really, as far as the way they show up for
and how
group,
seriously they take it. But the other thing is, it's time this country learned to get Iowa and New Hampshire off our dicks. Give somebody else the chance, not the same people every 4 years who get to say who the fucking front runner is.
I think it was even Bernie Sanders was saying the having to win Iowa is just a myth. Like it's something.
Well, no, all you got to do is go back and look at it. A lot of wacky people have won Iowa.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean shit. New Hampshire is important, though. New Hampshire sets up South Carolina, and then if you hit those two, you're off and running, and it's tough to pick up on you. But I think
Huckabee won Iowa, and I think that's all he won.
Yeah, Huckabee won Iowa, but Obama won Iowa and then lost New Hampshire and then held on. But Hillary was going to be out if Obama won New Hampshire that last time. And then they drug on and fought forever. Here is Eric from New York. Eric.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I got a good idea for Vice President for Trump. What about the guy from Bar Rescue?
You don't even know his name?
Topper?
There you go.
Got
it. First of all, the difference between Trump and that dude is Trump's businesses make money. Those fucking dives that he turns into corporate hotel bars stay open for another 3 weeks after he leaves.
Yeah, but look at those cool LED lights he puts on the edge of the bar.
That I like. I like that. I like now you're going to have a guacamole station. It's available. What do people in this area like? Okay? What do they like? Guacamole. It's a way to reach the Mexicans, the Spanish. Look, people in this area make $31,000 a year. Yeah. You've got to be able to reach. He acts like he's using science, right? For his thing. He can't figure out what people driving by there want.
Do you know 20,000 cars drive by here a week? That's what he's screaming at these people.
My favorite is the comedy club that he did out in Arizona. He went in, this comic was running it. He kicked the fuck out of the guy. I mean, just literally, just fucking rubbed his heel in the guy's face for 3 days. Slapped another name of a club on it. Tried to make him a franchise. Left. Everything went back to normal. You know what I mean? Just a regular comedy club. He calls the guy back for the anniversary show and beats him up again. Just fucking beats the shit out of the guy.
Tapper's a piece of garbage. He's
the
fucking
guy,
nuts.
He invites him on his show and never even lets him get a word in edgewise. To see him headbutting and kneeing him.
You need a mixology program. That's what the kids like. Really? And a butt funnel. I heard him one time. He just screamed at someone, "I'm going to put in a dance floor!" Like screaming at him. It's like, this is going to make. Look at each one of those people. That represents.
Oh, I like
money.
the fake thing when they're inside his van. Look at this. Oh God, is that his? He just put his balls in a martini glass. It's fucking. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to run in there.
And every person he sends in for his reconnaissance acts as if they're going to vomit, like because they ate a under fucking fried.
Right. Everything is
stick.
Disgusting.
They can't eat that. You're going to get sick. I got to save him. Or he sends his wife in sometimes.
Here's John in Texas. John.
Hey there, Ron.
Yeah.
Hey, if Trump gets this, nomination, I think he'd have to pick either Kasich out of Ohio because he's got the foreign policy experience and he also has the ins and outs of Washington.
You're thinking sensibly, John. That's your problem. You were thinking sensibly. This is about the big show, okay?
Well, he could pick Chris Stanley.
If Mickey Mantle was still alive, he'd be running with the Mick. It's got to be somebody like that. I think it's going to be somebody. Could even be Sarah Palin. It really could be Sarah Palin.
What if he pulls in Mark Cuban? I mean, a fellow billionaire.
Here's the thing. I remember when those two hated each other. Now, Cuban said that he does back Trump, but Cuban tried to have a TV show that was exactly like Trump's. Trump is like, he's boring, he's dull, his team's awful. No one likes him. He's got a problem. I don't know what his problem is, but apparently it's his personality and his looks and his voice.
Is there anything better when he just starts running someone down?
They're not a very good person. They're not an interesting person. I've never liked them. I just act like I did.
Dirk Nowitzki's shit. It's old.
Jim in Indiana.
Hey, Ronnie, what's happening, man? Yeah, John Stafford came to our city, and he changed the name. It's kind of a working class neighborhood, sports bar kind of a place. And he turned it into a specialty whiskey bar with drinks, like $11, $12 drinks. Changed the name to America Live, and the place was gone in 2 months.
See, I don't
closed and never opened.
I don't like when the people change back. I either think you ride this thing down or it works for you. I would say if they change the name, they got to pay us the money back that we invested. If I was the TV network, I'd do that. You either go bankrupt or you pay us the money back. But one bar, I forget what the fuck it was. It might even been the pirate bar, the terrible pirate bar.
God.
But he literally called it the corporate bar. And he's like, people like around here work in corporations. So we call it the corporate bar. We have the accounts receivable sandwich. And you're just like, look, if I go out, the corporate bar and grill, a faceless fucking person is the logo wearing a suit. But if I'm in a corporation all day, I don't want to drink at a place that reminds me of work.
Take out these booths, replace them with cubicles.
Yeah, everybody's got their own cubicle. And they send an email of what they want. They're able to FaceTime with their friends.
It's a fax machine.
And then every once in a while, middle management comes in and screams at him. Lamar in Ohio. Lamar.
Hey, Bennington, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Yeah, I think the VP would best be fit if it was El Chapo. He definitely lost in the
I know people want to... I get it. Here's... Bob in West Virginia. Bob.
Hey, Ron. Hi, Gail.
Hey.
Hi, Scope Bro.
What's up?
What's up?
We need to think outside of the box with this vice presidential nomination. I submit Ronald Reagan Jr. That way Trump gets the gay vote.
Well, I saw his wife with him. But I see the people want to joke about this. Mike in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, my choice would be, he's got the military experience. He doesn't have as much hair as Trump does, but I suggest Jesse Ventura. See, I know, I get where everyone's going with this. Look, I'm going to show, and this is up on the iBank today. This is something that you don't have from other places. This is a little girl whose mother is telling her that she's going to go see Donald Trump, and the reaction is unbelievable.
Ava, I gotta tell you something.
What?
Guess what we're gonna do Monday?
What?
We are going to see Donald Trump in person in New Hampshire.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my word!
Are you excited?
Yes!
You get to go see him in person, not just on TV.
Thank you, Mom!
Aww! Are you excited?
Yes!
Do you want to meet him? Tell Mr. Trump you want to meet him.
I love you, Trump!
Say, can I meet you, Mr. Trump? Ava is excited.
Wow.
So we're going Monday. You excited? Okay.
I remember when those used to be when you were taking a kid to Disney.
Right.
That was the exact same premise. In my days, when a kid found out he was going to go see Conrad Birdie. But this...
Conrad Birdie!
We love you, Conrad.
But this little kid, Eva, I guess her name is. Eva, do you know what we're going to do Monday? We're going to go see Donald Trump.
The dad's reaction is just... Wow. It's like, is he not a Trump supporter?
Well, it's
this is weird.
It's weird when you see your little girl go off in an orgasmic excitement. A dad isn't used to seeing that. We're going to see Donald Trump in New Hampshire.
I love you, Trump.
Yeah, you happy about that?
Thank you, Mommy.
Are you going to go tell him that you want to meet him?
I want to marry him.
And see if he'll give us some money to help us out a little bit.
Please, Trump. You're my only hope.
But she just says Trump. Instead of Donald Trump.
I love you, Trump.
I love you, Trump.
I love you so much, Trumpy.
You like that, Eva?
I do.
You gonna put on your special dress and your makeup, right? Your little high heels.
I want him to think I'm pretty.
Yeah. Don't make him reject you. The family's depending.
Please, Trump.
Be prettier, honey. You're like a princess for him. Here's Chris in White Plains.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
Good.
I think the ultimate FU to the Democratic Party would be General George Petraeus as VP.
Yeah, I think he had sex and that ruined everything for him. He was doing pretty good for himself until they found out that he had sex with another adult. And it was horrifying for the country. Yeah, it just, both parties loved him. And then a story came out that he had sex. And that was it.
Not sex.
Yeah. Sex. And not for procreation, but for the devil.
For pleasure?
Yeah, devil pleasure. Pass me one of those waters over there. Cool waters. They say that you should drink 18 glasses of water a day.
It's too much for me.
I have a full water keg. I try to drink the entire keg of water every day. But I only do it in little capsules like this. I got my medicine.
That's your medicine.
Eva, you want to go see Donald Trump?
I love Donald Trump.
Yeah, you don't have to do schoolwork anymore if he likes you.
I want him to be my boyfriend.
Yeah, well, that's uncomfortable. Your dad's leaving.
Dad, do you love Trump?
He just rolls out the moving car.
Only child sitting in the back seat by herself, motherfucking prancing around like gypsy fucking pet date.
Trump is my only friend.
All right, Daddy thinks you're getting carried away. Eva, we're just kidding. You're not going to go see Trump.
What?
Let's see again. Why would she love Donald Trump? What is it, the wall? Why would this little girl love him?
I love walls.
We're going to do Monday. We are going to see Donald Trump in person in New Hampshire.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my word!
Are you excited?
Yes!
You get to go see him in person, not just on TV.
Thank you, Mom!
Aww! Are you excited?
Yes!
Do you want to meet him? Tell Mr. Trump you want to meet him.
I love you, Trump!
Say, can I meet you, Mr. Trump?
I will!
Eva is excited.
Wow.
So we're going Monday. You excited? Okay.
How could you hoard your child in this manner?
Somewhere there's going like this, Sarah. Guess where we're going on Monday to go see Bernie Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that great? Bernie Sanders.
I guess.
You'll probably get to meet him. He has candy. Bernie Sanders. You're going to get some Sanders candies.
That doesn't sound
Isn't that
very
great?
good. No.
He wants to talk to you about rent control.
Why?
He thinks it'd be fantastic.
I guess.
You're going to meet Bernie Sanders in New Hampshire.
Do I have to?
Yes. He's going to tell you how he's going to tax and spend. The two things he's going to do. He's going to tax the rich, the middle class, and the poor, and then he's going to spend it on Jew tchotchkes. And you're going.
I think I have class then.
You don't have class. You're Stop screaming, honey. We're all going to see Bernie Sanders.
Good.
And we're going to get a kiddush, and it's going to be good.
What's that?
A kiddush. Oh, it's great. He's got tchotchkes for all the children. Bernie Sanders is going to be there.
I don't want any tchotchkes.
You're going.
Okay.
We're going to protect Israel, no matter who wins. You're doing it. You're going to see Bernie Sanders.
I'd rather not.
Yes. Stop screaming. Darling, stop screaming.
I'm not really.
It's wonderful. You excited?
Not so much.
We're staying in his house.
In his house?
Yes.
Do I have to come with
you? Love him.
Oh, okay.
You'll sing the dreidel song. It'll be lovely. She's going crazy, Mom. Look at her.
What about Trump? Is he coming to town? Or?
No, it's all Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's go over here to let's go to Dave in Virginia.
What's going on, guys?
What do you say?
Oh, yeah, we got to do Danny McBride as VP, but he's got to do it as Kenny Powers.
See, I know that you guys want to have fun with this. This is real. It's happening. It's all going down. You saw that little girl.
Yeah.
She's crazy.
She's going nuts. I don't think there's a vice president in the world who could make a child cry like that. Tears of joy.
Well, I hope he's not going to be vice president. I hope he's going to be the president of the United States of America. At least most of it. I hope he throws out one fucking state every year and fires them. John, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, Bennington?
Hey.
I was going to say Lassie, but then after hearing that little girl, I think a Shetland pony.
See, everybody wants to be funny about
This
it.
is real,
This
guys.
is real. This
is
real.
This is real.
Real.
You're real. That's
Real.
well, that's not. But this is real.
Stop putting up pictures of Shetland ponies. We got a fucking show to do.
Come on, Vito.
It is really informative.
All right, let's hear the little girl again, because it's too much for me.
I gotta tell you something. What? Guess what we're gonna do Monday? What? We are going to see Donald Trump in person in New Hampshire.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my word!
Are you excited?
Yes!
You get to go see him in person, not just on TV.
Thank you, Mom!
Aww! Are you excited?
Yes!
Do you want to meet him? Tell Mr. Trump you want to meet him.
I love you, Trump!
Say, can I meet you, Mr. Trump?
I will!
Ava is excited.
Wow.
So we're going Monday. You excited?
Yes! Can't you see?
I'm crying, aren't I?
Eva, are you ready to go viral with this?
Yes!
Tell Donald Trump you're excited.
I've been practicing kissing on his poster.
Pull your skirt up and tell Donald Trump how much you love. Pull your skirt up to your armpits. We're going viral, baby. Turn around and bend over, and then through your knees, tell Trump how much you love him.
Is this what you want, Trump?
Take it, Donald. She loves you so much, she wants you to be her first.
I swear I'm a virgin, Trump.
She probably is, Donald. Sarah, don't listen. I'm taking you to see Bernie Sanders. You're going to plutz when you hear this. You're going to Bernie Sanders.
I'd rather not.
Don't worry about you understand how lucky you are? You're going to see a real mensch.
Yeah, I have a test to study for, though.
Your puppy will take the test for you. Don't worry about this. He's a maven.
I don't want Bubby to take the test.
Yes, you're going to see Bernie Sanders.
You
excited?
Not really.
See your favorite?
I kind of like Trump, to be
You
honest.
don't like a schmuck like Trump? Sanders. This is great. Look at her, Sanders. She's going out of her fucking mind. Ann in Boston.
Hey.
What's up, man?
So I have someone real. How about Mitt Romney?
He's a loser. Trump already called him a loser. And a choke artist.
Old
I didn't
Mittens
hear him
bores
call him a
Trump.
loser.
Yeah, he did. He said he should have won and he lost and he choked. He said that early on. He wants no part of it.
All right. Well, that makes me sad because he's great.
No, I'm sorry, honey, but you can't keep fucking striking out and then think that we're going to bring you up in the bottom of the ninth. Trump is a winner. He runs with winners.
He only likes winners.
Yeah. You're a winner! The best.
And he Trump likes dogs. So he's not going to be okay with Mitt's past. Remember when Mitt said his family put the dog on the roof of the car?
Oh, yeah, I thought that was fine.
It's fun for the dog.
I like to be up on the roof riding like that. It's fucking exciting. Coming up in just a little bit, we got Big J Okerson. Big J's big comedy special. We're all excited to go and support him.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and from what I understand, the price is right for this still.
Free tickets. It's happening Sunday, February 21st at Webster Hall in New York City. There are 2 shows, 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Go to theblacklistnyc.com for free tickets.
Free?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy because I don't think you're allowed to charge if you're shooting for TV. I think that's the deal. I might be crazy about that, but I know like if you go to a TV taping in the city, they never charge.
Right.
And I go like this. I go like that. How does Jimmy Fallon make any money?
This is insane.
Here, take a 20.
Please.
Look at me. Take this 20.
Send this over to Mr. Fallon.
Put it in his pocket. And tell him he's doing good. Tell him I watched the other night with Kate Hudson, and they were vamping and trying to guess what the other person was saying in headphones. It was a great game.
That sounds great.
Must be so uncomfortable when you go on that show.
I know. Like, you're just backstage. You're like, what game do I have to play?
You were going to take a fish and try to hit a baseball with it. Well, it's a live fish, and you got to hold on to it by its tail, swing it at a baseball. Now, the funny thing is, the baseball has a meatball coating, so that explodes.
Okay.
And it's so fucking much fun.
Yeah, but why do I have to wear this baby diaper full of pudding?
Then, you're going to wear a baby diaper full of pudding, and you run to first base, slide into first base. First base is going to be played by the gay guy from Modern Family, and he screams out a very funny gay thing. Okay?
Yeah, are we going to have a chance to talk about my movie? Or?
Yeah. We'll get to that, Miss Streep. Now, what happens then? You run to second base. Second base is a March of Dimes kid. You kick out their crutches, urinate on them, and then run to third. So much fun. Then we'll get to your movie. Eventually, we will get to your movie. John, what's up?
Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah.
I think Gail nailed that voice on a little kid. That was impressive.
Yeah, it was impressive.
But I think that maybe Ann Coulter would be a good VP.
Now we're talking, my friend.
Okay.
Now we're talking. Her and Trump seem to get along, although I guess she has to make a choice between Fox and Trump. Fox has been good to her over the years. Or will Fox figure out a way to make this okay?
Well, just like you said, with him doing something to support the troops, it kind of makes up for the thing. Remember early on, he had made this statement about POWs. If he teams up with Coulter, he's like, see, I can be nice to right-wing blonde ladies. I can be nice to them.
Yeah, like with Megyn Kelly, she's out.
Yeah.
She's very boring and her show's dull. And from what I understand, none of her old sorority sisters like her because she steals boyfriends. And they used to call her Toots for the amount of blowjobs that she gave them. And I'm not saying that. I've heard it from other people. It's a problem she's going to have to deal with. But obviously, I'm not against oral sex. But so much that you pick up the nickname Toots for how much, You don't want that nickname. That's disgusting. And from what I understand, swallows, no matter what, and all different ethnic backgrounds that Toots would do her favors for. They said that her senior picture, she was wearing knee pads. Toots Kelly. And most of the boys only acted like they liked her till they busted their nut. And they would wipe themselves off in her hair and say, thanks for nothing, Toots. But that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about wounded warriors. Donald Trump, I love you. How could a little girl like a presidential person? I know I used to like Ronald Reagan because I had the same name as him. Right. I think he's great.
I like him.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about him.
Something about it. I'm like, any little boy could be president, right? Because I remember saying that even to my parents. I said, they say any little boy can be president. And my dad's like this. And a little boy with good grades. You seen your stuff?
Mm.
We're lucky if you're even going to be able to play baseball this year. Not a bright kid. Here's our buddy Lois. Hey, Lois, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? I think that little girl was confused. I think she thought her mom was telling her to going to see Donald Duck.
Yeah, I wonder if the little kids would even know who Donald Duck is.
They know Trump better.
Yeah, they do know Trump.
They had that Disney cartoon out.
Yeah. Is there a new Disney that shows off?
Yeah, they rebooted it on like the Disney Channel somewhere.
I never thought any of the Disney characters were funny.
They sucked.
And Mickey Mouse has never even once made me laugh.
No, he's just a weird person.
I tripped watching Fantasia, and he was my strangest part of it. It's like, I don't know if I can put up with that fucking rat.
Yeah.
Chopping things up like that.
That wizardry was a little too much for you.
It's a beautiful film. Hey, Chris, we need to break. I know we have guests coming up.
Yeah, we should break. Yeah.
Are we on schedule for that?
I'm checking to see if we're on schedule. I was told earlier we are.
Okay, why don't we break right now? Some special guests coming up, including Big J. Okerson. But we're not kidding about the Donald Trump thing. It's the best thing going today. Also remind me to get into the Blake Griffin story later, because that's fantastic. And to plug the sloth of the internet that everyone seems to be crazy about. No matter what we're talking about, sloth. So that's up on the iBang. That Slave Revolt movie has got Sundance going crazy. It's already going to win the Oscar next year.
That's it. It's done.
It's nothing but black people revolting against white people. It's everything we need to get this thing settled and taken care of. There's Gary right there. So why don't we go with him now? Vito, why don't you walk out there and we'll set this up. So we won't go to break. Gary Talent is here. He's got a brand new album out. It's available for pre-order. Comes out March 4th. Now, you know Gary Talent as the bass player for Bruce Springsteen and the East Street Band. He's kind of made, we're doing Memphis. He's got a rockabilly record coming out right now. That's, I believe it's going to be limited too for how many that he'll sell. So you want to jump on this. But if you follow Bruce Springsteen and the East Street Band, this is one of the most famous bands in the history of the world. This is Mr. Gary Talent. That is from Break Time. It's Charlene. Gary Talent is in studio with us. And that's the sound really that started it all, isn't it, Gary? That's the sound that really kind of started the rock and roll scene that you went back and exploring right now.
Well, yeah, the whole idea of the record is to take songs that I've written over the years, and I decided to start with my first love, and that's 50s rock and roll.
Yeah.
And basically I went about making this record that could have been made in 1959.
Right.
I didn't go mono. I made some changes, but they had stereo in 1958, so historically I'm cool.
Historically you're there.
They just didn't use it.
Yeah. When is the first time that you heard that kind of roots music where R&B and country were kind of coming together?
Well, I grew up in the 50s, and my family was from Tennessee, so I grew up with Hank Williams and Ernest Tubb playing in the background. My mother played a little guitar, and she played World War II songs, and so, I mean, we weren't what you say a musical family, but I was aware of music and liked it from a very early age. And then I don't know, I would listen. I remember the terrible pop when I was growing up, and we belonged to a mutual admiration society, My Baby and Me, and I'm going, yeah, okay, well, I can do without that. Then I heard the Everly Brothers, or I heard Elvis, and it just did something to me. And I've been a fan ever since, and I think I got my first record player in 59 and had no records. But I walked down the street, and on the trash was this big stack of 78s. And right on top was Hank Ballard and the Midnighters doing Annie Had a Baby. And I put that on the record player and I almost died. It's just, I just love that stuff so much. And I do to this day. And this is my tribute to it. I'm hoping that people like it. And I'm hoping even more so that people might hear it and say, I want to hear a Buddy Holly record. Right. I want to hear, something from that era, a Lee Dorsey record. And that's really my only reason for doing it, except to get it out of my system. Gail
and I are doing something on Memphis and particularly Sun Records on GPS on the Deep Tracks channel. So we've been back listening to a bunch of this music, and it's phenomenal to hear record by record this thing being born that became rock and roll. But I always think about these young kids, they had no idea, like they couldn't have had any career goals when they were making these records.
Well, I used to go, when we were touring in the 70s, we'd have a day off or something. I would go to Phillips Recording. Say. And Roland James, I don't know if you know who Roland James is, but he's the guitar player that played on he was the session guitar player, played on Jerry Lee's hits, played in Billy Lee Riley. I don't know if you know any of these names, but he was managing Phillips Recording. And he was such a nice fellow. And I would introduce myself, and he had no idea who I was, but I would go in there and we would talk and he would tell me stories. And the truth is, and he just dispelled a lot of rumors, like basically they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Right. They were just making it up as they went along. They were having fun and seeing what happened.
Well, it was really uncharted territory. I mean, you were splicing these genres together, that country sound, the honky-tonk sound, blues. It was all coming together. And there probably would have been no plan. There would have been nothing like it before.
If you go back and listen to those records that were kind of coming out at the same time, Elvis could have easily went country. Johnny Cash could have went rock and roll. It was only later that it kind of said, okay, this is what each box fits into. But they were dabbling in all of those at the same time.
Well, if you notice those early singles, they usually had an A-side and a B-side. Yeah. That one was more rock and roll and the other was stone country. Carl Perkins did the same thing. They were kind of like, let's see what happens. Yeah. And it was all experimental, and I think that's the beauty of it.
So, Gary, for you, no matter where you be in your life or what you're listening to, since this is the starting point, this always has that first love kind of feeling for you.
I think so. That really is the case. I mean, that's just, the inside cover of the LP. There's a picture of me at 10 years old playing my first guitar, and the backside of that is me, the other day playing the same guitar. Yeah. I haven't really gotten much better either, but my love for it, I've been doing it a long time, and I still love it.
It's always funny you bring up the Everly Brothers and Graham Nash. When I talked to him, he brought him up. That's a band that was way more influential, I think, than people remember at this point now. Sometimes we have a tendency to think, okay, Elvis started, then the Beatles took it a different direction, but there's all of these influences in between.
Absolutely. Well, Buddy Holly, first of all, was the prototype British invasion band. Two guitars, bass, and drums. Yeah. And they were the first ones to write their own songs, produce their own records, play them live. I mean, they were the first. And somebody can argue with me, but to me, that was the prototype for the whole British invasion. Yeah. And certainly the Everly Brothers, that kind of sibling harmony comes from the mountains of Kentucky. It's deep rooted, but their father was a radio star, and they started doing radio in Chicago when they were children. So they were total pros by the time they were making records.
That's why the harmonies are done perfectly.
Impeccable. Yeah. And it's never gotten better. And one of the things that was in the process of happening was Ooh La La, which is the first track on the album. Phil Everly had just moved back to Tennessee. And we talked about him singing harmony on it, and he died like 2 weeks later. But, talk about one of the great voices of rock and roll. Phil Everly, that he did the high harmony and the older brother sang lead because he was the older brother. Right. And it never changed.
Yeah.
But just one of the most perfect voices there ever has been.
Gary Talent in studio with his brand new album out that you can pre-order at backstreets.com. It's Break Time, and it is that American roots music, rock and roll. I guess we later called it rockabilly. But if you listen, you could hear New Orleans, you could hear Memphis, you could hear entirely up and down that Mississippi River, which is also an American thing that we have that I don't even know whether we've ever understood how much that river played into the way the music
it's in the
changed.
Water.
Yeah.
It's in the water. It's funny because at one point, and before I even started making the record, the idea I was going to call it Jackson, Mississippi, which is just right in between New Orleans and Memphis. And it's all in that Delta area that, so much music came from, and it wound up being break time because it was, I had a break and I had a chance to do it, and fans would ask, well, what do you do during the breaks? I go, I don't do anything. I write songs. I love my rock and roll.
Yeah. It's an amazing journey, and we brought up the English groups coming back over and kind of reteaching this country about blues and R&B.
Absolutely.
And so many of our own culture, we didn't take the kind of pride in it that they did.
Well, and it was a very short time. If you realize, the airplane crash that killed Buddy Holly was 59. The Beatles were here. They were in England, 63. I remember them, hearing them for the first time, maybe February 64. Mm-hmm. And they were doing Chuck Berry. They were doing Everly Brothers. They were doing, but they were writing their own songs too. But also they were as cute as could be. Yeah. And charming, and they were basically recycling American music back to the Americans who had forgotten about how cool it is.
Yeah, sure.
It's crazy that I think there's something to be said about when you filter it through somebody else. It's almost that you see it reflected back. It's kind of the way I think somebody also just falls in love with another person, and what you're really seeing is yourself given back to you. It's like the way they make you feel. And I think that was the key there, where the British invasion kind of had that ability to say, this is what we love about you. Yeah. And it in turn made us love them.
Well, they were crazy about American music. I mean, they called themselves the Beatles because it sounded like the Crickets. Right. And that was, that's who they wanted to be. So absolutely, it's, I'm a big fan of the invasion. I thought it made music exciting again, but I have to admit that I was a snobby little kid, and I had the Beatles. They suck. Sure, they're just recycling and all this. Because I was into music earlier on, and it wasn't until later on when I got off my high horse and said, these guys really are good.
Well, I mean, if it's the fact that you had already heard Little Richard, you already heard Jerry Lee. If you listen to your record, you hear Zydeco, kind of.
I love Cajun music.
Yeah. And that, as I said, if you go up and down from Chicago to New Orleans, there's so much music that seems to have come up, bubbling up out of this river. Mm-hmm. And it's still an immense mystery that these young people were putting out these records. As I said, I don't think that they were overly career motivated because there wasn't a rock and roll career to have.
Nobody expected it to last more than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And here it is, still here.
But you were playing in bands throughout the 60s before, you hooked up with the E Street Band. I guess there was no way of knowing whether you were wasting your life or building a career.
Well, we were teenagers. Mm-hmm. And I remember, I've been playing, I think I did my first appearance on a stage when I was 12. I was playing with a Greek band, accordion, drums, and I played guitar at the time. We were doing Never on Sunday, and we did a lot of Greek music. I was the only non-Greek in the group. But anyway, that was my first experience with that spotlight. Scared the I can say shit on this thing. Yeah. Scare the shit out of me. And I'm still a little, I'm in the wrong career. I do not belong on stage, but my love for the music has just carried me through, to just stick with it. And also I remember, being maybe 14 and playing the NCO club at Fort Monmouth. At the end, they gave me $15 and I go, you mean you can make money doing this? Count me in.
But playing on stage, it's still a little nerve-wracking for you. It's still uncomfortable.
I find my spot. But and for me to do a solo record and actually, I plan to tour with the band that did it. Just about getting out of your comfort zone.
Sure.
And it's just an exercise for me. And really just to try to turn people on to my music that comes out of me and where it came from and have some fun in the meantime.
Well, this would have, as I was listening to this record, it reminded me of the work that Levon was doing later in his life because he went back to that original roots music as well, being a kid from Arkansas. Mm-hmm. And those shows are always so much fun. I mean, those kind of shows, when you get into that early American music, people tend to kick it out a little more. There's something about it.
Well, I think the, what's the right word? It's not naive. It's just spontaneous.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere because people were just making it up, as we were saying before, and that will always translate, I think. And the great thing about art is the fact that no matter how hard you try to copy it, you're not going to do it.
Yeah,
it's going to come out sounding like you. And, well, Levon, I would love to have that voice.
Yeah,
he was just a sweet man. I've worked with Levon and miss him like crazy. But yeah. He had the love of the music.
Yeah.
And it was contagious.
Well, the last time I brought this up, and I do agree that he had one of the greatest voices of all time, but the last time that I saw him, he was too sick to sing and he didn't even talk at all. But he played and the band and it was one of the best nights that I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because
his presence,
the spirit was there. And I think that's what I kind of kick around with this music, that somehow the spirit is there. Somehow I think one of the reasons that people loved going to church forever is because the musical part of that could bring them up.
The spirit moves you.
Yeah. And that's what happens at the best rock and roll shows. That's what happens with the band, but also with the audience.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's people ask me what my first rock and roll concert was. And I said, well, it wasn't really a rock and roll concert. I went to see Hank Thompson and the Brazos of Valley Boys. If you ever heard of them, my mother was a big fan, but they had the nudie suits and they had the flashy guitars. And this is about 1955. So rock and roll was just starting. It was Stone Country, but it was honky tonk. So it really was close to rock and roll. And, that was another thing that was indelible in my mind. It's like, geez, that's some of the coolest stuff that I've ever seen and heard in my life.
And, I mean, being with the E Street Band for so many times, you must have had so many experiences of exactly what we're talking about when the muse hits.
Yeah.
Because you guys will do so many songs and stay on stage for so long that there's always certain points where everyone is just looking around at each other going, whoa.
Yeah.
Something inexplainable is happening.
Well, we've been playing together for so long, and there's a communication, and we all like and respect each other, especially as musicians. We might not even hang out, but once once Max and I start playing together, it's just automatic. And, it makes it so much fun. and hopefully that translates. Plus, Bruce has a incredible backlog of great songs.
Yeah.
And he is the guy who loves that spotlight and loves to get out there and make the people shake their butts. And it's a great combination.
But also, all you guys are still in love with rock and roll itself, different parts of it. I know, you know, Steven has dedicated his life to finding new music, exposing to people, finding old music and exposing that.
True.
The passion hasn't left.
Hardly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Steven is, he's full time. He's 24/7. He is the music man, leading the 76 trombones in the parade. I wish I had his energy, and I wish that I had the belief that people really cared as much as we do.
Yeah.
But he wants them to.
Yeah.
And he's working at it. I just say, hey, if you like it, great. If you don't, like something else. But yeah, my love for it is my own, and I try to translate it in the way I can.
Well, when you were talking about Phillips and what happened in Memphis, that scene that happened very early on, all he really did was expose, just have this little studio that people were basically drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that happened in Memphis, that so much talent went there so early on?
Well, it starts with the water.
Yeah.
But no, once you find out that, somebody's doing something, Elvis went in there to make a record for his mother, which was a ballad, and, but the secretary remembered him, the whole story.
Yeah.
So he got a little notoriety just in local Memphis. Carl Perkins, who lives in Jackson, Mississippi, says, well, hell, I can do that. He goes, drives. Same with Jerry Lee Lewis, comes up from Faraday, say, I hear you cut the, records for, I'm the guy you're looking for. So after a while, they came to him. He didn't have to search them out.
There wasn't any scouting that took place. It was almost like this.
It was a magnet.
Yeah, this weird story, like when you watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind and people are drawn somewhere.
Very good analogy. I love that.
I remember taking the kids to Sun Records when they were so little, and we were shocked what a little tiny room it was. Yeah, but also whatever that feeling was as you listen to the music in that room, it was unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I mean the feeling of standing in there, and that's what they do. It's you just stand in there and you listen to the music. They give you a little history lesson because it's only just this one little tiny room. But the feeling of hearing that music in the space, I had this sense that something left behind, or there you could kind of feel a lot of ghosts in there.
The ghosts. That's what I was going to say. The spirit.
Yeah.
The spirit is still there. And, that was the auto body shop for many, many years in between.
But they said the same floor. They never changed the floor out after all those years. You moved to Nashville for the same reason, just to be around people who write and want to...
I moved to Nashville in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, New York was changing.
Mm-hmm.
It was all, music had become computer-based, and, and I was working with people like Steve Forbert, Steve Earle, these guys from Nashville who kept telling me, oh, it's really cool down there. And I said, well, I live in New Jersey, how am I going to? So I just took a trip down there, and within 2 months I was living there. It was just such a cool scene, and the people are just so friendly and so inclusive. And so, next thing you know, I'm working, I'm playing on an Emmylou Harris record. And I go, pinch me.
Yeah.
And this is around the time that the band was on hiatus. And it was perfect timing for me. I loved that whole time. I got to produce, and I got to play and basically do whatever I wanted to do. But the best thing of it was that I had to work for it again, because in Nashville, Tennessee, the Bruce Springsteen E Street Band meant nothing. If you couldn't do the job, you were out of there. So I really had to learn how to do the job. And it was good for my playing. It was good for my confidence. It was good for so many things. But, yeah, they'll tolerate a lot of stuff, but they won't tolerate a musician.
Yeah. Well, that was even the original thing before. If you look at music, I guess music and sports is the two places that were integrated first, because players enjoy other players. But if you can't play, get out of the way. We're bringing the other guy in. So that's why if you ever looked at anything with any integration that we have, race integration, a racist guy will love a guy of another race if they both can jam. And I think that there's a lesson to be learned with all that, too. You got to be able to play first. I said this to you as you were walking in, that it's a really fun record. Break Time is Gary Tallent's not only new album, but his first solo album. Backstreets.com is how you pick it up. It's available for pre-order on Backstreets.com. And the music that he plays here, obviously these are his versions of our American music, but this is truly our music. This is what we gave to the world, this type of music, and Americans should never let go of that. I think it's great that you're playing it, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's labor of love.
We'll see you next time, Gary. Take care.
Thank you so much.
All right, then, huh? Joey Jojo in a rockin' mood. All right, it is the Bennington Show. We just had Gary Tallent in from the E Street Band. And this is... so we just had a really great time talking to him. And then it was over. We just kept talking more. And the weirdest thing, he says, well, I'm going to grab something to eat before the sound check. And I go, sound check? Oh, you're playing tonight? He goes, yeah, I'm playing the Garden. I'm like, oh, yes, that's right. You're in the East Street Band.
It's crazy.
And you'll be playing in front of 20,000 people freaking out tonight.
Yeah,
but we're sitting here talking about...
When he said that, I thought he was saying he's going to go play, down the hall for some other show. No.
I wonder the last time Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band did not have a sellout show. Like a totally... a show that sold out as soon as they put tickets on stage. You probably have to go back to the 70s.
Yeah. They've been going so hard for years.
And
then they had the hiatus too, so when they came back, it was massive.
Yeah, well, when Bruce said I want to work away from the band, all those guys went out and did other things. But when he called the band back together, it was way bigger than anything that any of them had been doing separately. It was just at that point when people saw it, because they'd been waiting for, people like Bruce with the E Street Band. You wouldn't have expected that this was going to go on forever again. It felt like a one-time tour.
Right.
So that became massive. And then the next tour massive. And, those guys at their age, they can play any size venue anywhere in the world.
And that was their intention, right, at first, to just do a reunion tour and see where
I don't know if they even had an intention. You know what I mean? But I think if you look at Gary's life, it's so great because, he could have that, but also go into a 7-Eleven and get milk without, people bothering him the way, you know.
It's perfect for somebody who loves to make music, but he can completely
walk away and do his own thing and, play studio musician for somebody else or, I remember he did something in La Bamba where he produced a track for Marshall Crenshaw. Also, the thing is, I never asked about him. I remember there was a Bruce song that he played tuba on the first album, that Wild Billy Circus song.
Yeah.
And it's so great. It's such a great song, but just to hear this weird kind of Tom Waits tuba thing going on, and know that's a guy in the band who also plays tuba.
I like the idea of let's say being a bass player, or you're a guitar player, but then just have like tuba as something you could do. Like, yeah, I could pick up a tuba.
And I also play the tuba. So if we need it, it's there. I know there's not a lot of that for a rock band. All right, here is a story I wanted to get to. Blake Griffin is this huge guy. I think he's 6'10", slams the ball from anywhere. Got in a fight with his looks like 5'5" equipment manager. When you see those guys standing next to each other, it's hilarious. But he broke his hand hitting the dude, I guess, on the head. They were fighting in a bar and then outside in the parking lot. So what came in, obviously people were furious about this and wanting him fired from the team. But what you find out is those two dudes are like best pals. So this was some drunk...
So they just got drunk, had too much of a crazy night.
Look, that's them next to each other. Now, Blake hitting him could lead to certain death.
Yeah, that looks crazy. That's intense.
Yeah.
To punch down that hard.
You're literally punching down when they say you shouldn't punch down. This is like him fighting and punching a child. But they said that these dudes even vacationed together, which, makes me think.
Love a squirrel?
No, I wasn't going to go that far. You were supposed to go and make me think. Once you say lover squirrel. Well, there they are with like a beard. A chick that's there between them. But what do you do if you own that team? Do you keep Blake on the team anymore?
Well, the team is like really pissed with him.
Yeah, this is the type of thing that you get fired for. Because we live in a world now where punching isn't like a regular thing. Like in the old days, Billy Martin could punch somebody in a bar and everybody like, oh, that Billy, he knocked him out with one punch. He's got a temper.
He's a crazy one.
Yeah. But these days, when people don't even say punching, they say assaulted. You know what I mean? So everyone's getting assaulted now. They're not being punched.
You're getting arrested, and you're going to go to.
Now you can't punch under any circumstances, right? But what about when assholes keep saying dumb shit? You can't.
Should be able to punch them.
It seems like that would be the time to punch them.
Like if they say something really dumb.
Yeah.
Or just so annoying.
A good punch could stop them from being that annoying.
Their mouth will stop moving.
Yes, the mouth would stop moving and words would stop coming out.
Finally.
But those days are over. He could be, not only is he 6'10", but he's a broad 6'10". You know what I mean?
Look at the arms on him, too. It's not just like just a lanky guy.
I just got this text from Gary Talent. Dude, do you want to come tonight? I'm sure we could get you to sing a song with Bruce.
Oh, my God.
What?
Please give me
I'm
backstage,
just going to say
please.
One of his or a cover. I think it would be fun to do a cover, or something I wrote myself that I could start working on now. Summertime at the Jersey Shore is the real on the Jersey Shore. Yeah.
That's good.
Jersey Shore.
I'm not sure if you're going to have the crowd on your side. But who could tell if they were booing, really?
Went through the tunnel to the Jersey Shore. It's good work, guys. Mm-hmm. Riding through that tunnel, Jersey Shore, not really caring if I'm rich or poor.
Perfect.
And I just write Jersey Shore, Jersey Shore, Jersey Shore. Ain't nothing better than the Garden State.
Okay.
Red-headed woman. Period is late. Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore. Got a fistful of crack rocks and some heroin. Underage girl want to get it in. Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore. I think I got it.
I like it.
I'm going to write back to Gary. I think I want to do the opening song of something I'm working at. I'm just going to put in the key of G for you guys, whatever that means. I know that you can tell people the key of something, and it always sounds
somehow they just are able to play along with you.
Yeah, they just play along perfectly. By the way, that song that I just wrote is 1,000,000 times better than any Elvis song in any of his movies. I really want to run out a theater and for us to see how many Elvis movies we can watch in a row. I've got myself down for 60 before I tap out.
How many do you think there are?
About 60, I think. All of them. Just about 60. Boo-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. All right, let me see this stupid sloth thing. It's just following me everywhere today.
People love sloths. It's the internet's favorite animal.
Okay. Well, the internet likes it, then I like it.
They just can't get enough of these goddamn things.
Yeah, we know. Sloth.
Look, there it is. There's the sloth. Look, it's hugging that divider.
Why is it great?
Because it's cute. It's a cute animal.
It's so cute.
Let me see the video part of it. What is so great about it?
It's like a fun sloth.
Why are people saying go to the bar with it? Why are we playing? Oh, he was stuck in the middle of the road?
Yeah.
And he's just hugging that thing?
Aww. He is really cute. He doesn't even look real.
Why does a sloth have a bad reputation? Like if a person's sitting on their couch, they get called a sloth.
It's the Bible. 7 deadly sin bullshit.
No, I know, but why the sloth? How's that animal tied in? I'm not saying why can't you be fat and lazy?
They judge us.
You are only funny when you try not to be. That's the amazing thing about your humor. And then you're hysterical.
A sloth, because the sloth, it doesn't do shit all day long.
Well,
it
it's very
just stays
slow
in a fucking tree.
All right, so it's slow moving.
It's very slow
and what's he
moving.
eat?
I don't know, tree shit. I like
Yeah,
bugs.
but if you eat leaves, you should stay in a tree and not do anything. That's where the food is.
That's why they nail these things with the sloth name, because they're so lazy and slow.
Wait, are you saying that they had the name sloth as being lazy and slow before the animal was called a sloth?
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing to me. I say this is me working through it to figure out.
Or at least that's what I assume. I think they're like, you're a sloth because you're such a sloth. That's what we're going to call you, slothy.
Yeah, but you're saying they said that to the animal and not to the person.
Exactly.
See, normally, if you said you let's say when you hear the term pig, right? We don't start calling people that before we have the animal name.
Right.
Normally we call people animal names, not animal people's names.
Right. It would be like if we decided to name it just like fat or disgusting.
But no, it's almost like if we found a bug that was running around, we just started calling it gacking. Look at gacking. He's all gacked up. Woo! You're gacking from now on. So somebody who names animals, and I don't know who gets to do it, I wish it was my job, said, oh, that thing's slow, just like what they bitch about in the Bible.
Yeah.
That's fucking fascinating
Sloth,
to
that's
me.
you.
I don't know how many times that's happened in history.
I'm not sure.
This has to be the only time.
I met this, it probably doesn't make any sense to tell you, but I want to share this story. This was years ago. So this woman, she sounded like she was Southern. Her husband was named Wheel, but nothing else that she said sounded Southern. And she says, Wheel, come on in here. Wheel, get in here. And finally we're like, what? Is his name Will? And she goes, Wheel, because he's a big wheel. Everywhere he goes, he's the big wheel. And she just called him Wheel. And I'm like, that might be the best fucking romantic nickname I've ever heard. And no one else called him that. But her. And I'm like, this bitch can't say Will. That's how I feel about the sloth. That's the tie-in story. So that sloth isn't doing nothing.
No, it's just hugging a divider, and then some cops pulled up to rescue it because it was in the middle of the road. Somehow it got across the goddamn road.
But why does he look so happy about it?
They all look happy. You see one sloth, you see them all. I'm going to be totally
some
honest.
of them look kind of different.
They're all the
3-toe, 2-toe.
I don't like those
claws.
They're not claws, are they?
Yeah, they got claws. They have really long.
Why would they?
Like scissor hand fingers
for the tree, so they can stay onto the tree.
Yeah,
but how many mammals have claws? It's like you guys don't find this fucking crazy that an animal, just because they're in the tree all the time, they got claws. I mean, the fucking universe is made up. It's made up bullshit.
Pull up a video of a sloth moving around. You'll see. I mean, it's pretty slow. Just any sloth just walking around.
That's barely
He's
moving.
slow as he got nowhere to go. He's climbing carefully.
He's really slow.
But this is max speed. Like, this guy's in a hurry right now.
Yeah.
He's in his kitchen and bathroom. He's got nowhere to fucking go.
But now, you could say the same about a monkey. Those sons of bitches are jumping all over the place.
You know something, Gail? I don't need to be proved wrong time and time again. Yeah, you're right. Monkeys are in a fucking hurry, and a sloth is not. But the sloth don't live where there's monkeys, right? They used to, and then they moved out once they moved in.
Well, sloths are South American jungle. There's South American monkeys, I believe.
Minkies?
Minkies.
The stupid minky. Yes, you brought a minky with you. Well, this, the deal on that would be, why be in a hurry? And people are writing into his Trump hair. We can't tie all that together. I thought, now you're showing us monkeys. We know monkeys.
Yeah, we were aware of monkeys.
Look at the speed of this guy. That's somebody who's
I've
going
been to Monkey
somewhere.
Island before. I know a monkey. I saw Lorenzo Stomp dancing on it in the Philadelphia Zoo. I've seen it. Sloth is, I don't know if I've even seen one in real life, but if I did, I'd kill it.
Oh, beat it to death. I mean, the face is too human.
I'd hit it either with a hoe or a cedar post, whichever I had nearby.
I hope it's a hoe.
And I don't mean prostitute.
No.
I mean a little garden hoe. And a garden hoe was a nickname that we had for a girl who worked with us, who also slept with a lot of women. You're supposed to be in the garden, hoe, we'd say. Get back in there, toots. All right, now the E Street Band is saying they don't want to do the song.
Oh, come on.
What? Did you send them the lyrics?
Yeah, I did. And they said they feel like it's too stupid and awful.
Well, maybe we could maybe if they heard you singing it.
All right, not only that, now I'm no longer even invited to the show.
Bullshit.
Or it would be better if I'm not even in the Midtown area tonight.
Come on. You can't.
Indian givers.
You can't. Yeah, invite.
Dude, that's fucking racism, what you just said. And you know what? The Indians never took anything back.
No, they got nothing.
Back from them.
They got nothing.
I thought they were trying to take all of our stuff.
No, our stuff is their stuff. We're the Indian givers. Like we're the
Indian takers.
We're the ones who signed treaties and then broke them. So learn a little bit about how racist you are, you fucking racist.
Well, the Reverend should have taught me that.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
I didn't see it
You
yet.
saw the trailer? Yeah. That's the movie. There's nothing surprising at all.
All right, then I did see it.
I like it then. I like it a lot.
It's at 2 hours and 40 minutes.
2 hours. 2 hours.
2 hours and 40 minutes.
I like 2 hours better. Let's give the H the fucking respect it deserves.
You know what? You began looked over way too long, Howard.
And start saying herb while you're at it.
Herbs.
So many herbs and
Brits
spices.
say herbs,
They
right?
do say herbs. Herbs and spices.
I'm from Philly. We don't pronounce the H, but we give even more to the U. Like, huge becomes huge. It's huge. Well, Jeffrey Gurian is on the phone from your birth state, Florida. He's doing a documentary on your life, Gail.
Wow.
So this should be exciting.
Jeffrey, this is so great.
Right. That's why I'm here.
You looking at my old friends and teachers?
Doing what?
Nothing.
Jeffrey, you leave the state anytime it snows. Why is that?
It's so hard for me to get around. It's so stressful, man. I was supposed to leave on Sunday, and that was crazy. And I kept postponing the flight. So I went out on Monday. There was no place to walk. I couldn't jump around. So I hopped on a plane, and I'm jumping around in Florida.
Now, I saw in your column this week, I know that you don't like the cold weather, but I think your style in the cold weather suits you better than your summer style. There's something about you with, it looks like 8 or 10 scarves that I think works.
I love the layering of the scarves. It's definitely one of your best looks.
Let's bring in our fashion consultant right near Kashmir.
It's definitely a procedure. The layering of the scarves. It sounds like a ceremony.
Yeah, the Catholics do it. And this is when they do the layering of the scarves.
It sounds like it should be preceded by music, and then comes
Let's
the
get the
layering
picture
of the
up of
scarves.
Jeffrey and his scarves, and I want Kashmir to take a look at it and see whether it works or not. It's right there on the site.
It's in the story, Vito.
You see, you are a man who appreciates scarves, though, right?
I do like scarves. So he's got that layering, and then down here, even when they're not wrapped around, he just
it's like a statement all around. Yeah, it's real. I really like it.
Yeah,
great job.
Thank you. Sometimes I combine two at the same time, like twine them in each other.
I like that. Now, you ever notice you'll never see Chris Stanley with a scarf?
I've never seen you with a scarf.
I don't like having the scarf. I'll just lose it.
I told this to you before. If you wear a scarf for your neck, a tight hat for your head, and keep your feet dry.
Boots.
You don't even need a fucking coat at that point.
No.
Yeah,
cozy. Yeah.
These boots right here, I was in the East River and just was fucking fine. The rest of my body was wet. My feet were totally dry.
Just walking around the bottom.
I was warm.
What's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah.
That's what they told me growing up. When my parents always wanted to make me wear a hat, and I would never wear a hat. I have like a phobia about hats. And they said, well, it keeps you warm.
Let's just stop there. Where'd your hat phobia come in?
I don't know. I guess since I was a kid, I never wanted to mess up my hair.
So it's you don't want anything bad to happen to your hair, not so much that you think that a hat will kill you.
I have a phobia of not having a hat.
You like a hat?
I love a hat.
You got a hat head, though.
Yeah, but you look good in hats. I look ridiculous in hats. And I don't get the thing that hats keep you warm. You know,
yeah. If the top of your head is warm, you're warm. Now, Chris Stanley, he likes hats, but loses them constantly.
All the time.
And he'll be like, I love this hat. And he'll be showing me his hat, right? I'm like, yeah, dude, great hat. I'm just sitting trying to have a smoke like a person. Next day, I'll see him. What happened? I don't fucking know. I went out last night. My hat's gone.
Because you're not a real hat wearer. You're always taking them off.
No, I like to go on and off. I like to play around with it. I love having a hat.
That's not being a hat wearer.
No.
This joke hat that you're wearing now, trying to make fun of Donald Trump.
No, I'm not making fun of, supporting. Someone bought me a shot in a bar because I was wearing this hat on Friday. And they were like, good. That's right. We're going to do it, dude. And he was just fucking total Trump fucking nut.
Why don't you go in every bar wearing that hat, just walking along the bar? You think we're going to do it, dudes? Let's then buy me a shot if you agree.
When this wall goes up, we're all going to be making more money.
It is true.
And Chris, do you feel a lot warmer when you wear a hat?
Oh, I'm almost having some sweating now with this hat on. I have to take it off.
Hat flashes, yeah.
Some people do sweat in a hat.
Yeah, I do.
You sweat if I ask you two questions in a row. Hat flashes is wonderful. You've replaced Joe as the wordplay boy.
Oh my God. So punny.
Yeah.
I think it's a fallacy that hats keep you warm. In every movie
it isn't a fallacy. It's a piece of clothing.
Heat escapes from the top of the head.
In every movie that I've ever seen where someone's lost in the snow, I never heard a guy say, boy, I wish I had a hat. Never.
Yes, of course.
Gloves, I could understand.
You ever see an Eskimo with no hat on? They have hats. Now, here's the thing, the weird thing. When you're in the desert, you also need a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the sun off you.
Well,
Hat's
I'd
most
be
important.
in bad shape. I didn't even wear the beret that Kroll and Mulaney gave me. They allowed me to hold it next to me. Because they said...
Did you bring it home?
Yeah, I did bring it home. And I'm gonna frame it along with the jacket that they made me.
Jeez, you sure love that Nick Kroll.
Wow.
It was so nice that they didn't make me wear the beret. They said,
dude, I don't make you wear a beret and you don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty nice.
Now...
You've never even suggested it.
I don't want them to. Now, to say that, here's my favorite weird hat in the world, and you'll see this, old dudes will do it in Florida. So it's a hat with a bill, like a baseball hat, but then they also have a bill on the back to keep the sun off their neck.
That's what that's for?
That is like, that hat should also, it should also say, I'm done getting laid.
Don't need it.
Yeah.
It's not important to me.
A double bill. A double-billed hat. Great.
Yeah, double bill is what happened to me when I go in some of these comedy clubs. They try to get me coming and going. Not going to do it. Wait, our friend Brazilian Julie, who I haven't talked to in forever, wants to jump in. Julie, how are you, darling?
Hi, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Hi, Gail.
Hi.
Gail, you're doing such an amazing job. I love the show.
Oh, thanks. Sweet thing.
Nice.
Okay.
She's never nice to anyone. I mean, she's downright mean.
That makes it extra special.
I have a fact about sloths, but I also have a fact about that hat heat thing.
Okay, great. Let's have all your facts.
The sloth only comes down from the tree to take a shit.
Stupid.
That's all it does. So it comes down, take a shit, and then climbs right back up. So that's why it has those big claws. And it does hang out all day. And then the other thing is with the hat, if you are wearing a T-shirt and a hat in the cold, the same amount of heat escapes from any exposed skin. So Jeffrey's kind of right, but also you guys are completely right, too. A lot of heat does escape from any exposed area of the body.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
I gotta
that's
keep
your
my heat
hottest.
in.
Yeah, and
I got to keep my heat in.
don't forget the upper ear area, which gets taken care of with the hat.
Yeah, that plays hurt.
Because a man can't wear earmuffs and get away with it.
You shouldn't.
No.
Yeah, that's a weird looking earmuff thing. But
I wish you would get into that, Jeffrey.
Earmuffs? Yeah, that's perfect for me.
Now, Julie, have you still been hanging out
on the radio?
Julie, are you still hanging out at the Comedy Store?
I try to. I work a lot more now, so I can't. But
Who are the hot acts out there right now in Los Angeles?
right now, I mean, a lot of the acts from the Undateable, they're usually there every week, which is great. They're so funny. Ron Funches is so funny, guys.
Ron Funches is the love of our life.
And I think this past week or a week before that, Chappelle was there. So that was amazing.
He does well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does very well.
Things are going to happen for him.
I'm going to say keep your eye on him. You know, he's going places.
Ron, you got an eye for talent, man.
I do.
Unbelievable.
I do. Here's another little name known. I've been looking at this guy, Steve Martin. Chris, have you heard of him?
No.
Well, then excuse me. I'm not going to do his lines. Julie, do you ever come back to New York City?
I am planning to come back soon. I do have to visit. I miss everybody. I miss you guys, and I am going to come visit soon. It's a scheduling thing, Ronnie B. It's scheduling.
We're the same way. We keep talking about going out to Los Angeles, so we will let you know. I'm sure Chris has all your contact information.
Yes, he does. So he can definitely contact me, and I will definitely be there, guys.
Okay, sweetie. Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. So we're talking to people in Florida and L.A. We're talking to everyone that's warmer than us.
Yeah.
Although today we were just...
Are you really thinking of going to L.A.?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, man.
Forever, Jeffrey. Forever.
Forever.
So we want you to sell your place on 2nd Avenue and move out to the Valley with us.
Will you do it, Jeffrey?
Yeah, man. Do it. I'm fucking there. I'm totally there. I would do that.
I've been pushing for Pasadena. I think it would be perfect for us. But Chris has family in Burbank, and you just think the sun rises and sets in Burbank.
Love Burbank, man. You really should consider it because that place is great.
It's not far. Anyway, Burbank's close to Hollywood. It's not a far trip.
It is. It's just right over one hill, and we could probably walk it.
Yeah. We got hoverboards.
I think 1 week a year would be cool to do the show from L.A.
That's
1 week a year would be nice. Go out there.
Now, Jeffrey, the Super Bowl coming up. Are you Patriots or?
Yeah. I didn't even know what's happening. Are you kidding me?
No, this is the thing that we could find out from him. Maybe he can pick and know without knowing. Because Chris, you normally do you put it up on the iBank. You have the comedians pick.
They get the score for the Super Bowl. Yeah, we're doing that. Yep.
You know what? Let's. Why don't you do that? And then I'll give it to the comedy department to see if they want to run like separately over the weekend. It'd be fun. We'll turn it into a Bennington promo. All right, so here's the two teams that are playing. It's Denver, okay, and they are playing against
maybe
the Denver Broncos. Very good.
Yay!
And then they're playing against North Carolina.
North Carolina?
Yeah. Do you know what their team is called?
No.
Just take a guess. Take a wild guess. Maybe it'll come through.
North Carolina Bengals.
Okay, very good. You
is that really?
No, but you kept it in the cat family, the large cat family. All right. So out of those two teams, who do you think is going to win?
Tell me the teams again.
All right, you've got the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers. The Broncos.
And what's the score going to be?
Is it 7 points for each touchdown?
It is.
Okay, so I think it's going to be 28-14.
All right. I like that.
That's great. Really shut down Cam.
Yeah, good. Shit. Good. I want that son of a bitch shut down.
Is that
I agree, too. I think he's going to be shut down. I think he gets nothing.
Is that a realistic number?
It's a realistic number. You did great, and none of the jocks are going to make fun of you.
Have they brought back tackling in football?
Yeah, they brought it back.
For a while, they stopped.
Never. No, they've always done it.
That's wrong? I was wrong about that?
No, but you're right about so many other things. All right, do we got a break here?
That's what
Chris?
Let's break here.
I've got to take a break. And, of course, Big Jay Okerson is stopping in. He's got a special coming in. Are you going to jump around to that, Jeffries?
Well, can I just plug my shows? I'm performing tonight.
I had no idea. Please do.
All right, cool. I'm doing Kyle Groom's show tonight at the Flamingo Theater inside the Four Ambassadors Hotel in Miami. And then tomorrow night, I'm actually hosting a big show at the Boca Black Box Theater in Boca Raton.
That's.
I said to the guy, "Who's the host?" He said, "You." I said, "Okay."
All right, good.
That sounds good.
Well, then make sure you welcome yourself.
Me?
Yeah. All right, Jeffrey, taking over the Miami area, and we'll give that some more plugs this week. Thanks, Jeffrey.
You're very welcome. Good to talk to you guys.
Good to talk to you.
Bye, Jeffrey.
All right, bye.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Bye-bye,
I love
Chris.
Jeffrey.
Thanks.
Love Jeffrey.
Bye, Jeffrey.
You always make sure that he's saying that he likes to hear it.
Yeah.
Why do you go bye Jeffrey like that?
I want to make sure he knows I care about him.
But bye seems weird.
Say it so gently, though. Bye, Jeffrey.
He is bye. That's why he says it that way.
He wants to let him know before he gets off his phone.
That shirt is just hanging on you. There's something drastically changing. Are your kidneys giving out?
Oh,
Is
no,
something
no, no.
happening?
Kidneys are strong.
Is that what you meant by bye? Bye forever?
No.
Bye. Tell your kidney I love it. All right, we got a break.
Yeah.
Big Jay Okerson on the backs. Bennington. I know a big comedy star that's here with us today. Big Jay Okerson. Jay.
Hey, buddy.
Everything is happening for you.
Good things are happening, which is nice and fun, but also I guess stressful. It turns out.
Well, the thing is, you are more comfortable in failure than you are success. That's
extraordinarily.
True. Yeah.
It turns out I did not. I'm unaware that this happened to me. Like massive anxiety problems. Mm-hmm. The only time it happened was I remember getting super excited to when I went on tour with those bands. Korn the first time, and I got the offers, and I was so excited about it. And then a month out from going, I just every day randomly, I was excited. I was like, I can't wait for these tours to start. And then I would be like, man, am I having a heart attack today? And it would happen over and over again. And I guess very subconsciously, I get very scared of things, and my body just turns on me hard.
It's your mind doing it to your body, tying it up because you feel that you don't deserve success.
That is it. Yes, that is definitely it.
And unfortunately, you're right. That's the thing that gets to me.
Well, not to sound too cheesy about it either, is 19 years I think I'm clocked in now at comedy. Yeah. So the fact that I'm getting this opportunity to do this hour now, I'm not afraid of the performance. I'm not afraid of the night of it happening. But something leading up to is maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe it's actually not going to go. All those things start, I guess, get in my head. And what's happening is involuntarily, I'm having major breathing issues. And I made the mistake of putting that out on radio and podcast several times. And worse than WebMD, amazing what a lot of people will tell you their lack of breathing or their breathing issues were. Congestive heart failure, a whole bunch of things. So I went and got a full workup yesterday, and I was given one medication to leave with, Lexapro. They go, you don't have cancer and everything is fine. Go get your head on straight.
Your problem was you should have went for a mental evaluation.
Probably, yeah. They kind of looked at me weird. The faces doctors make, every time I go to a doctor, my guess is cancer of some sort.
Now, I don't...
Christine's always sitting there, and the best thing is their faces when I say that, how they get what? You have diarrhea and think you have cancer? I'm like, are those unrelated things?
Now, I don't want to get into your head, but... Obviously, most of every person that we know has problems of some sort. Mm-hmm. And I know people who have had problems with Lexapro, but they're saying it's not an everyday drug and all that kind of stuff. So look into that one
It's not an everyday drug? What do you mean?
It's not something that you should take every day. What are they giving it to you for?
Rely on it every yeah.
I thought that was the whole point of that particular type, is the one you have to build a level with Lexapro, and it is like an everyday until it's not everyday. I thought like the ones like I was told always to stay away from like Xanaxes and stuff like that, because those are like more like narcotic-y type quick fixes. Let me go to my narcotics expert, Chris Pepperhick Stanley.
That's a benzos, what you're talking about. Yeah. And that is addictive, and the tolerance and the coming off of it is horrible. Like,
of Xanax?
Of Xanax and Klonopin and whatnot.
Klonopin, I've never taken Klonopin. And someone gave me randomly, it is pretty funny, like, people that are really into drugs, the weird things they will give you. Like, hey man, you want a beta blocker? I'm like, aren't you supposed to get offered like, I get like Vicodin or Percocets or things like that. Like, you want a beta blocker? Like, what does this mean? He goes, it makes when you're feeling freaked out, not freaked out.
No, I was watching our buddy Eastside Dave last night, and he keeps his pills on the desk of the show that he's doing, and I think he says he was taking 6 Xanax a day.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that I believed him until I saw 2 Asian girls come out, put clown makeup on him while he sang Dylan. Some sad Dylan thing. So maybe, I don't know. I'm just worried about you going in that direction, Jay.
Yeah.
Let's plug the gig a lot. I know people were flying in for this.
Yeah.
This is an exciting time. Not just for you, but for all of us who love you and wanted this to happen for you.
The taping for Big J's Comedy Central Hour Special is happening Sunday, February 21st at Webster Hall in New York City. There are 2 shows, 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Go to theblacklistnyc.com for your free tickets.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay! It is, I just found out, I just got cleared, I believe it's official, there's going to be live music.
Really?
Before the show, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
But you can't tell us who the band is?
I can't. Well, it's members of the band when I went on tour with Korn the first time, the Support Act band, who, ironically, going through all the anxiety with going on that tour, the guys who really got me through that because they befriended me and really kind of made me part of their group, was going out on a metal tour as a comic. I'm alone. I'm by myself, and I don't have like road manager or tour managers. And these guys kind of made me part of the thing there called 2 Cents. It's a band called 2 Cents. And members of that are coming in, and they're going to play me on. They're going to play while the people are coming in to sit, and they're going to play me onto the stage, and they'll play off.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And Comedy Central said they've never done live music in any of their stand-up specials.
No, I know for a fact that they haven't, because I was just sitting here thinking, well, that's just something right off the bat that differentiate. You know, because there's so many things that you got to make sure you don't look like the other specials.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my backdrop to be like the Ziggy Stardust 3-panel. Yeah, I want it to be a rock show.
I would love that.
I want it to be fun.
You know, this is going to be the greatest night
in the history of stand-up comedy.
Stand-up. Obviously, cancer is the only thing that could stop it.
It's the only
but Lexapro kills cancer.
Well, Lexapro does kill cancer. And Christine it's funny because in hindsight, they'll always be funny, but Christine's had to hear genuine teary-eyed, 280-pound man fetal position while she's trying to console me, probably also rolling her eyes like this idiot, while I'm going like, if I just make it through the special, at least I leave my mark. And she has to keep a straight face for that.
God.
She has to keep a straight face for that.
At home?
Huh?
She's a saint.
Do you remember when I came in here in early times of coming in on the Ron and Fez show where I told you why I'd so upset when Fez would be mad at me is because I felt total kinship to that insanity?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I would tell him that. I go,
I thought you were just saying that shit. I didn't think you really meant it.
No, and instead of the equal fear that I have is that the whole thing was like, Fez was able to be discounted on so many things for just being like he's just in his head and he's like, all mentally screwed up. And then has like 18 heart attacks. So I'm like, oh, things actually do happen then too.
This year is Fez's physical year. He hasn't had a good physical day since we've seen him. He's had a really, really rough year with, not only having the heart stuff done, but then the diabetic nerve and now this other mystery thing. So,
really?
Yeah, it's been a real, I talked to him. We at least text almost every day. And I think they just finally got the right meds for him. So
he'll be all
make
right.
This special good.
I guess what I'm saying is make it count.
You want me to say that he's going to be all okay? Yeah, all right. I'll treat you like a child.
Yeah,
he's going to be.
So he's fine, right? There's definitely we're out of the woods totally.
Yeah, he's playing with a puppy right now. He's playing with a puppy. All right, so I'm not going to go on any of these people want to talk pill stuff. But last night,
talk pill stuff.
My emails blew up with people that were concerned about you because of video. And this, I don't know how Comedy Central is going to feel, but a video came out of you making out with a minority.
An ultimate minority?
Yeah, it was an ethnic. If you're going to do it, right? I mean, that's the person you do it with. It was, that was a good. We tried to Shanghai Dave Smith as best we could. We were told we're doing for a Kumia network. They want to do intrusive advertising. What's it called?
Yeah, he does this very funny bit where he acts like he's on TBS, and while he is doing the show,
a commercial for another one of the shows.
Yeah, comes in and
ad pops up.
Yeah.
And so he said they want all the shows in the network to do one. So me and Lewis planned we said we're going to take a family portrait style one with Dave Smith sitting in the chair and with me and Lewis behind him with our hands on Dave's shoulder. And then unbeknownst to Dave, just start vigorously making out with each other.
Dave, no.
Wasn't quite sure how far Lewis was going to go with that, but he has balls to play that gay game, and we went pretty far with it. And Dave's face is really what makes it.
So Christine has the video, fantastic. I guess. Is it on the internet yet, or?
What's wrong?
I have a picture. Oh, you have a picture?
The video.
Do you have the video?
I believe I have video. I'll email this to one Christopher Stanley. This is going to be good. Big stuff. Do I have it? I may have talked too quick. No, I do somewhere. Talk about pills, guys.
All right, well, pills are good.
Pills are good.
Pills are good.
Pills are good.
Baby steps to the special. Baby steps to the special.
Pills.
Take your pills.
The taping for Big J's Comedy Central Hour Special, which will feature music from the members of 2 Cents, is happening Sunday, February 21st at Webster Hall in New York City. There are 2 shows, 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Go to the blacklistnyc.com for your free tickets. Jay's also performing at Comedy Works Albany this Friday and Saturday, 2 shows per night. Go to comedyworks.com for tickets to that.
So, Lewis is, I guess you guys wanted to do something shocking, but
I'm wrong, by the way. It's all pictures they sent me.
No worry. But Lewis is legitimately gay because while they're making out, he grabs Jay's penis.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Also, I'm wearing a baggy hoodie. In some of these pictures, it looks like he's really just settling for a fat chick.
You know what? He's lucky to get you, Jay.
I'd say so. I felt that way before I saw the pictures.
God.
Oh, this is very intimate.
No. Chris, look at it. Don't turn the screen away from you.
Yeah, look at it.
Look at it.
I don't want to look at it.
Wow.
What's the big deal?
There's
Dave
so much
Smith.
tenderness there that I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to look jokier.
Oh, there was face holding?
Very tender.
There's face holding in some of them?
Goodness. Look at that.
It got weird.
But, for somebody of my generation, this is great.
Did you almost retch, Gail?
This does mean that we beat AIDS. You know what I mean? When guys will joke like this, it means that we've destroyed AIDS.
And I swear to you, I'm not. Yeah, look at those. Look at that head holding.
Yeah, that's very gentle.
I will say, though, in some weird way, I argue this a lot. I think that's what proves how not gay I am.
No.
Another dude grabbed your dick.
Well, people don't. Years ago.
Oh man, we went way open on that one.
Why are you?
You're jelly.
I'm not jelly.
Totes jelly.
You're so jelly.
You know what? But the Hells Angels used to do this trick all the time to freak out the straights, and I believe that's what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But to see whether if there's more here, let's call in Kashmir, who understands how the game is played. Kashmir, come on in.
Let's keep that one. If we're going to put one out, let's put that one out because it doesn't make me look fat.
Now, by the way, I did one of these for the Kumia Network, and now it's just blown away. No one cares anymore.
I really enjoyed yours. We showed yours yesterday on our show.
Yeah,
it was great.
Mine had got
skate off. Yeah, yours is great.
Mine got an immense amount of love, and I had to improv it. I didn't even know what the hell they were doing at the time.
I like the way you skate off.
But yours is just, yours is taking.
But it's what you're going for. You see, Gail's giving you genuine, like, belly laughs at your silly little motions.
Right.
Everyone seems really upset by ours.
Yeah, you're right.
Chris has turned a whole monitor away.
I don't like that Chris feels that way. All right, Kashmir, when you see two, C says, aw. Now,
what's it?
But here's the deal. Are they, now, what is the shock purpose of you guys making out like this?
Well, we're a show that's rooted in three guys. Really, we have a bunch of, like, pretty grotesque stories of stuff with women. And we're pretty open and honest and also, like, full of our own shame, too, for the things we've done. So we're very, like,
right.
We all know we're ridiculous, and I think it was just a very unexpected thing to have happen on the show. So we thought, shock value was funny, I thought.
And maybe it shows another side of you guys, too.
Yeah.
There's a back layer, yeah.
Now,
it doesn't, I'm not, I mean, it was, when it was over, it was really, we were both definitely like, Jesus, that was crazy weird.
Yeah.
Turned on.
We were both really
I love how we
turned
can't
on.
see any hands, though. Yeah, that's really great. Yeah.
See, I
get hands on the face.
See, I came up in an age where girls would do this to turn the boys on at a party.
Right.
And then it literally just became bi after that, where every girl was bi because they broke through,
It's more weird to say you're not.
Yeah, it is weird.
You're gonna make out with girls?
I think this moment did bring us one step closer to fucking Dave Smith, though.
Look, it looks like you're actually pounding him in the ass while you're
Yeah.
And he's happy about it. He's psyched.
It's happening. Yeah.
I don't know.
Dave doesn't play this game.
I don't know everybody's threesome experience, but this does happen at a certain point every time. Now, do you think they're playing with this, Kashmir, or do you think they're more interested?
I mean, it's an open. There's a lot of tongue and open mouth.
Wait, before you really judge, don't take that where we're far away and looking skittish. I want you to take some of these hand to face holding ones here that really it paints a picture for you.
These are the ones you see a closeness, deep closeness,
love,
their connection. Yeah, yes, love, Chris.
Bro, love
question.
Maybe love. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you guys do love each other.
I mean, there you go. You see, at one point, Dave just split. Because
sure. Crazy crowd.
Suddenly realizing, wait, I'm in the shot here.
Yeah, I mean, Dave literally took off at one point.
Yeah. It was like a happy couple, like an I do, yeah.
This one is really sweet.
Yeah.
It got tender. Yeah. Show Chris. I want to hear his very, very real reaction.
Jesus, man.
Here's the deal.
That's a real
now,
makeout
if you look
session.
at that, you see a little weird hesitation and stiffness and I'm going to just say a naive innocence in Jay.
Yeah.
You don't see that in Gomez at all.
Gomez.
Oh, no.
Gomez is a fucking sexual predator.
Yeah. No, he went for it.
Like, look at his body language. He's really leaning into you.
Yeah.
Where even though you have the hands, it keeps him at a distance.
And can I say, with all this anxiety, breathing issues that I'm having, the only thing that does make it go away is it's distraction. It's the only way you do it.
I understand.
And this made me feel better for a little bit.
Look, also, I want to help you with this. If you're having trouble breathing like that, cheesecloth over the nose and mouth and just try to suck each little breath through.
Just get everything through?
It's just like... Or sometimes just some sand over your face. And,
or maybe lay back.
Do you meditate at all?
I'd like to start getting into that a little
Because
more.
I do like visual meditations if you'd ever even want to try one.
What is that?
Well, it's like where I will guide you through the meditation. I've done, I practiced NLP, hypnotism and stuff like that when I was younger.
Let's do it.
Everybody goes through a period of what you're doing now. Most people do it much younger in life, but most people's success comes to them much younger in life.
True that. That is the answer. You're right. You're right what you said about being like more comfortable in failure. It almost is like you just kind of get to a point where you're like, I think I said this to you when I announced on the show that I got the special was ironically because I assumed it was going to happen maybe younger in my career.
Sure.
That I never saw any goals past it.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
I'm almost like, when I do this, when this is over, like,
it means
what if it's the thing? I don't know. It's like if I'm not a movie star and a few years after that, like, was that it? That was the big thing?
Or, because it's the end of your dreams, that means death after that. So
maybe
that's where
I probably need therapy.
You definitely need therapy.
Should probably jump into some therapy.
Help you. Well, I mean, just to get through this.
Usually, I get wound up. Usually, I get really wound up. I start an irrational fight with Christine. I scream at her. I don't talk to her for a couple of days. I punch a door, and then we go out to eat, and everything's fine. Okay, so you're drifting your shit onto her. Probably.
Okay, that's great. They say it's the best way to handle it. You know what I mean? Take the person most loyal to you, that loves you without conditions.
And accuse them of just the opposite, of being not loyal and not really being loving me at all.
You know, like the way you would never treat a stranger.
Right.
The person you love most that way.
Well, of course. Why would I treat a stranger like that? I don't even know. I don't know their buttons to push to really attack them on their core level.
Right. That's
I can't make a stranger cry with just one sentence that I know cuts to the core.
That might be a fun game to play, though.
Can you make a stranger cry in one sentence?
Make a stranger cry is the name of our new game. we just walk up to people. You have 3 contestants. And you just try to nail.
You get one sentence to make each guy cry.
You're just hoping for buck teeth. You're like, oh,
damn it.
I wonder. See, that is like the weirdest thing, because you know who does try to make strangers cry is homeless people. That they'll yell shit out at you.
Yeah, they get crazy
as you walk by, and you never take it personal.
Whatever. Okay, the crazy person's
they can't possibly get you.
Could you do this with one of your buddies? Could you?
No, I don't think I could. No,
because you're afraid you'd love it.
Yeah,
no, I would
that's
not
right.
love it.
Yeah, that's right.
I just don't.
He's afraid to jump.
That's my point, Kashmir. Is my thing. It's like I didn't let when it was over. We knew it was going to be like that, but we were like, this will be so funny to see us do this out of the blue, and also to freak out Dave, because Dave would never play this game either. You know why?
Why?
Afraid he would love it.
Well, I mean, if we were going to say which one of these dudes looks gay, you know what I mean?
I mean, Dave wears sweaters often.
Yeah, he's always his hair looks nice. He has the right amount of stubble, not a hideous amount of stubble.
That's right. He doesn't grow a big, crazy beard. He's in the politics.
Now, Joe, could you kiss one of your buddies that you live with? Because I know you guys are all very close.
I mean, I don't know. It's 2016. They're so forceful, though. And I'm more of, I'm a dom, they're a dom.
You're not a dom, dude. You're a fucking twink.
Does Joe think he's a dom?
Yeah. You're a fucking teddy boy.
Well, okay, I'm a teddy boy, they're a teddy boy, and I just don't know if it's going to hit, If we're compatible
Teddy
on that
boy's
level.
not a term it should be.
No, teddy boy is like an old fucking English thing back with the mods. With the mods versus the teddy boys. All right, so and this, by the way, just dominates the thing that I did. Matter of fact, I'm going to have my agent call my manager and then call Keith and have that taken down.
Okay.
No.
Ours?
No,
mine.
No.
You're out.
I'm out. I can't compete against them.
Can we have you moonwalk past us while it's happening?
It's so nice that you considered that moonwalking.
Well, we don't show your feet. What are you going to do? It's like
Here I am moonwalking.
It's as close to moonwalking as I could ever get. But with all these gestures you're making, really coincide well if you put it laid over what we're doing, too. You're like, oh, it's getting gay? Time to leave.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to be like I'm walking my ass at
presenting.
Yeah.
Are you peacocking so you can join our group?
That's what I worry about.
Dave is so homophobic, he ran out of the scene. He couldn't even have it happening behind him.
Now, you've never been homophobic, right?
No.
Me neither. Mainly because every rock star I loved was either gay or pretending he was gay when I was a little kid. So I had to come to that thing immediately of saying, look, all my favorite artists, can't be against them.
I was never homophobic, and then almost kind of saw had to rationalize the novelty of doing homosexual things for shock value or something, because in my late teen years, becoming a Marilyn Manson fan, that was always the big thing. It's like he would actually put the bass player's dick in his mouth on stage, which is further than I would go. I will say for the record, so far. You know what? We'll see if we get another Kumia contract. We got to do bumpers for next year. But that, Marilyn Manson, and I thought I was such a fan of his before I heard all that shit that Marilyn Manson did, that I was like, all the shock value stuff was so cool. Same thing. I saw Scott Weiland first time. I think maybe the only time I ever saw Stone Temple Pilots. I remember them as being like a grunge band, and then I saw them at a Dysfunctional Family Picnic one year, and he came out wearing just lingerie and a wig, and I was like, it's something I would never do, but it's cool in some weird way. Like I said, Marilyn Manson looks ridiculous.
Well,
but the whole act was so cool.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson, let's face it, he comes from the Alice Cooper side of androgynous.
David Bowie.
David Bowie is on the other. He's on the pretty side.
But if you watch, there's great websites. I did this very recently after Bowie died to point out, like, almost album for album, like year for year, like he followed the trajectory of even from the mismatched eyes.
Oh, Manson?
Oh, really?
Several of their major promotional pictures are taken from it. Going to the Ziggy Stardust androgyny thing on the Mechanical Animals album, he really followed his whole like it was like almost even like the Ziggy Stardust. You've seen the live Ziggy Stardust. He's got the Z's, the 3 panels of the Z's. If you bring up Antichrist Superstar performance of Marilyn Manson,
let's put them right next to each other.
It's the same exact set, except Marilyn Manson puts an arrow at the bottom of the Z's. It's something else. Like I didn't realize how big it was. I mean, they did so many stuff together. But the performance of Antichrist Superstar next to Ziggy Stardust, the stage
he's falling apart a second day. We got Vito over there, and he's just eating ass today after having such a great day yesterday. It's almost like somebody ruined them at the end of the show.
What? No.
Nailed it. There you go. That's Ziggy Stardust, and that's Antichrist Superstar. That's their stage sets.
Yeah, and let's get the Nazi thing going too.
Oh yeah, well that's yes. Also, there was a thing about that. Yeah.
Yeah. The SS symbol.
Well, so there was he doesn't really get called on that too much, but I thought
no, it's amazing. It's pretty cool though.
But also the Alice Cooper idea of the theatrics. I watched that documentary this week, the Supermensch, about his.
We had that guy in.
Did you?
Yeah.
After he was like had the major health problems and everything. Like,
no, right when the documentary came out.
Oh, okay,
it was a lot of fun. Somebody knows him. I can't think. Oh, the record company guy is from. So remember the
Holtzman?
No. The guy who was the one who put together the 70s tours, and now he's dealing with like new age people, like he books new age people and things. Yeah. He's like, believe me, this is the next rock and roll. You know, and it's like mind readers and shit. I'm like, okay, yeah.
That's what that guy says now?
Yeah.
Supermensch?
No, but he's the guy that I know that's buddies with him.
Oh, okay. Another record
Those
executive
guys know
guy.
how to just turn shit into something. You know what I mean? Those kind of
his
promoters.
list at the end there, though, at the end of the documentary, I was surprised by the list because there was some. I mean, some were like pretty great names in there, but it was like then be like Maxi Priest. Like,
yeah, right.
That didn't really go too far.
Yeah, everybody has. Not every fucking horse comes in.
Big J. Oakers is in studio.
Yeah, I see him. I'm looking right at him.
Here he is.
The taping for Big J's Comedy Central Hour special is happening Sunday, February 21st at Webster Hall in New York City. There's 2 shows at 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Go to theblacklistnyc.com for your free tickets.
Now, when is this going to be on TV? Do we know yet?
I assume it always takes about 3-month turnover usually.
Great.
Maybe 2-3 months.
Great.
So if it's February, March, April or May, I guess. After I edit it, which is going to make me do, which I'm going to end up hating that also. I'll hate it. By the time it comes out, I will not be promoting it positively. I'm like, if you want to watch this bucket of shit, I'll be like, just so you know, it's the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I have nothing but dick jokes. But I'm very excited. The night's going to be something else. I think it's cool that I can walk from my house to Webster Hall.
That's amazing, right?
And I'm going to do that. I mean, barring a crazy rainstorm or something, but I'm going to walk from the thing. I think that's kind of a neat.
Here's what I was thinking. Let's walk the audience back to your house after the show.
Milk and cookies?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Unfounded? I mean, I know there's a lot of
sleepover.
I know there's a lot of
sleepover. You're making out with every guy.
Yeah, now that's it. But we'll have everyone walk over. Well, Andy Kaufman it. That's the thing. That's the new thing that everyone wants to accuse everyone of stealing now. So
Yeah.
I'll steal Andy Kaufman's thing.
He died young of cancer, so
I'm stealing his cancer
he
too.
was 34, I think. Right? Was he 34?
I'm
when
older
he
than
died?
Hicks and
You're older than dead people.
I am. So many dead people.
Yeah. But really, you're older than a lot of dead babies too. Like even
don't forget.
It's true. But you gotta get over those marks. The 27 is that first one for the rock stars.
I think even 24. James Dean.
Yeah, comedians seem to. There was a lot of comedians that famous ones. 33,
right?
Belushi,
Jesus, great stand-up.
And then, his early work.
Chris Farley too was 33.
Farley's 33. Yeah, and then there's and now there's the hump of like the Mike DiStefano, Patrice hits those early 40s. There's never a break. But see, if you get past that, 69.
69 Club.
So if I can just get to 45, I won't panic till 69. Yeah. You have my word.
Okay, good. So, is there a reason that you want to stay alive, though?
Yes, my daughter.
Okay.
That's the big one.
I just think that
not Christine. Christine will be a great lamenting my death for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be great. She will ride that hard.
She'll keep the archives. Yeah.
Books. She's going to hold off on my material for a while. She's going to corny love it.
One thing though, and this is just for me, but when we do the memorial show, can Aunt come? Can Anthony come to that one or?
I mean, are they going to let him in the building? Is it going to be done here?
If we do it here, no. I mean, we all.
You know what's going to be great is like having footage while they play like Sarah McLachlan music and just have me and Lewis making out while Dave's getting upset.
Look, by the way, how come everybody's getting a song out of you but Big J?
Well,
Joe?
Okay, I did make a song, but then Chris, I played it for him and he vetoed it.
All right. Yeah. So I normally agree with that. I like when anyone said, I wanted to give this to you, but someone else stopped. I'm like, good. I would just rather
trust the judgment.
I just shut that fucking thing.
Was it really that bad that it couldn't be played?
No, we were not bringing Jay in with that song. Wasn't going to happen.
I thought it was really good.
That's kind of sad.
That's.
Well, that makes me feel bad.
Nope.
I already feel bad.
What was bad about it?
It was just, A, it was crazy. B, it wasn't that good. C, it took forever to get to the actual hook of the song. And I have to explain this to Joe.
You really are like a record guy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you saying it's not a hit?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God, it's not a hit.
I'll tell you what, it's funny because when you say anything publicly, like everyone just comes out of the woodwork to do the one thing you're asking. Any fat stuff right now, I can't possibly process because all I'm thinking about is too, I'm going to sit on a goddamn stool on TV for an hour and I'm like, holy shit, I don't want to see any bad angles of myself.
No, this, if Joe ever even did an insult to Jerry, go crazy and beat him to death.
Yeah. I'm open to all that. You can insult me as much as you want. Just this particular moment, I'm not processing fat stuff well.
Never. So you're saying it's not that it was insulting. It's just a bad song.
It was just a bad song with bad lyrics and structured badly.
But he finds it to be a compliment to know that
you know what? Let's just hear it. And we didn't bring him in for a reason to this.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want it to happen.
No, it would have been ridiculous.
So, this is kind of behind the curtain.
I think I'm already flattered, though.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a listen.
Big J comes out at night, stepping up to the mic. Nothing is new. He's been here before, doing some crowd work. Oh, Jay's getting you late. Have you rolling on the floor? So many have paid to see. Featured
I would have said right there,
comedy.
In the interest of production.
Joe, pause it, Joe.
In the interest of production and when I'm trying to learn about stuff like this, on a parody like that, you'd skip the so many have paid to see part and just jump right to the here she comes.
That's what was your point was already.
Is that what it is though? Am I crazy? I'm starting to learn that. In my mind, my initial mind would tell me to parody the song the whole way it goes, but you should probably cut out that second half of the verse.
Right. Maybe not necessary.
And just jump.
Because we're already bored.
I loved it, Joe. Actually, I wasn't bored. But again, on an egotistical level, it was about me, and you were nailing it.
All right, let's hear a little more.
Featured acts, but it's comedy. Big J is wild, a he-tamed man with the heart of a headliner. Nothing's the matter. If he's not on the stage, you ain't gonna laugh that hard.
You're not gonna laugh that hard?
How long before the goddamn chorus?
If he ain't on the stage, you ain't gonna laugh that hard.
Okay.
Watch out, boy. Big J's no chump. Oh, here he comes. He's a crowd pleaser.
I like it. I like it very much. It does take long to get to the thing.
Big J's the star.
I'm impressed. I didn't even know that Joe really knew who I was, quite honestly. So
He
this
did.
is awesome.
I had to say, this is.
No, big fan.
I gave him some of your work to look over.
And I made a shorter version for Chris, too.
But look, first of all, you should have fucking opened with your shorter version.
Yes.
We would have been on your side.
The other thing, I couldn't even understand some of the things that we were saying. Now, on the good side, he kept us in a Philly mood.
Yeah.
And that was the smart
I
move.
liked that tribute.
Well, I was trying to do a Hall & Oates impression there.
No, we got that,
fantastic.
but well, first of all, it can't be done because Daryl Hall has the voice
God, tell
of an
me about
angel. Second, you should have brought up Chip Kelly, cheesecakes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it, by the way. I'm way okay. I'm so excited with the whole new staff.
They're going to be great.
You
Doug
feeling good
Peterson.
about it?
Oh, yeah.
Why not? It's going to be something way different.
Yeah, it's better.
It was not going good with the way it was.
I might be crazy, but we got the fucking Super Bowl next year.
It's a lot.
I'm feeling it.
It's a lot.
It's really early, guys.
Yeah.
It's not that early. It's a
That's
lot.
why, because I burned all my gear, I'm going out and got new stuff already. This is what you fucking get. I'm burning the merchandise I bought.
I'm desperate for anything. I just bought the second half year, like the cheaper NBA package, so I can watch the Sixers because they're winning some.
Yeah,
They beat the Suns last night.
well, here's the thing. You're a big basketball fan.
No,
And
I'm just Sixers.
Oh, okay. You're a Sixers fan. Isn't that weird though? Because your guy's the same way.
Yeah, he's the same way. He follows Philly teams, but
Only.
yeah, he's not really that into it until, of course, like when it gets down to the wire and you've got last couple teams, and he's going to follow, whatever.
Yeah, you see what happens in
so
that.
you
Yeah.
made a mockery out of me. Okay, that's good. So I went with it, but because the truth is more important than a good punchline. Always in this business. He turns off the TV after the eggs are out. He's done.
Oh, I haven't watched a football game, but I've watched like on TVs at comedy clubs or passing. I've seen some of the
like,
games.
oh my God, what's going on over there?
Yeah, I mean, I know what's
Like
happening.
the
I know who
Panthers are
wins.
still in it? That's odd.
I know who wins. I read up on the thing. But yeah, I actually missed the Panthers. I thought the Panthers were undefeated. I didn't even know they lost. The Falcons. I thought they
Falcons beat them.
I didn't even know because
It was actually one of the happiest days I've had this year.
Definitely the week after the Eagles lose. The next week I check out. Like I'm definitely the next week. I don't want to hear about football.
It's horrific. You and Lewis are going to watch the game together this year. Just go out, get a hotel room, spend, order in.
Bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
We're going to go to a bed and breakfast, maybe. I'll bring my acoustic guitar.
Kashmir, I was hoping that you would find this, what they did, to be homophobic.
I mean, I think they're just they're having a dialogue with themselves, just kind of coming
They're
to terms
learning
with
a little
themselves.
bit.
They're learning, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they explore.
Yeah, I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud.
You think?
of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm very proud.
You think this is maybe exploring other sides to ourselves?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No part untouched by a hand. Yeah.
Couldn't wrap even for the loudest of laughs. Couldn't wrap my brain around putting the dick in my mouth or anything like that. For the heartiest.
What
of
about
belly
just
laughs.
right up to your left, like that, and just rubbing it on your lip?
Like chapstick.
I'll tell you what.
Chapstick thing would be
It's a fine line because I could rationalize a cock slap.
Okay.
Right.
But
no penetration.
But there has to also be a price tag somewhere along the line that you would say, yeah, I'll definitely do it for that amount of money.
Oh, to blow a guy for the right?
Blow a guy.
Of course, sure.
What would your money be on that?
Have to see the money in front of me. I don't know. I always say that, that was always like the running thing was always $1 million. And it's like, I don't know, man. You lay in front of me.
First of all, no one's ever gotten $1 million blowjob.
No one's ever. You're all. I say, well, but we have to operate. Look at Chris is having a panic attack. His hand shaking. His whole gay thing is freaking him out.
Ever since my arm surgery, now my hands then lose they get tingly, like they fall asleep.
Oh, I thought you were remembering the time you blew a guy in college. You're freaking out.
What's your price tag?
That's SUNY.
What is anyone going to watch or just go in a room and blow a dude?
Look, why does
that is a big deal? That's a big difference.
First of all, why does everybody turn it into contract negotiations?
Because does the world
even follow through and do this?
Because does the world know? Does the world know, or is this your little thing get to keep a secret between you and that
All right,
guy?
let's have separate prices. Then.
Okay,
separate prices.
Okay, just for I just go blow a dude.
Oh my God.
$35,000. If it's on TV, I need $125.
Dude, I
Wow.
see you when you're losing fucking money. You do it for $1.380, you bullshit liar.
$35,000 is pretty specific.
I was like, do you have a financial problem you're running into right now?
By the way,
For 35,000, that's a
I
weird
heard him
number.
say that he would do a year in jail for 50 G's. So the inconsistency
Is that real?
to that, yeah. This was years ago. He said for 50 G's he'd spend the year.
A year in jail, I almost would consider suicide.
And he'd probably also get to blow guys.
And you can consider that like you have a year-long job of blowing guys for 50 G's.
Doubling down. It's a twofer.
Well,
were those numbers really? 35 grand, you'd blow a guy behind closed
his
doors?
character is changing in front of our eyes. I love to see it.
You better hope I never have an expendable $35,000 because I will approach you with this.
He'd do it to you just to go to the show. Open bar.
Open bar.
Why don't you plug away again? Because we're all excited about this.
Big J Okerson, the taping for Big J's Comedy Central Hour Special is happening Sunday, February 21st at Webster Hall in New York City. There are two shows, 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Go to theblacklistnyc.com for your free tickets.
All right, now let me go over to Kashmir, and here's your story. How much to lick a vagina?
Ooh.
Put your mouth on it and lick.
I maybe like 15 grand. Because I mean, why not? Yeah, because let's be real. Like, if I go like, oh, give me 25 grand, they're not going to do it. If I'm like 15, for like someone who's like kind of like single and alone at a bar, they'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe.
Why don't you just say
Venmo me.
this? Just say 200 and have my friend Ron do it for me.
Now that's business.
I'm interested. It's not like free out of pure curiosity because here's the thing: why do you stake the money on a guy doing a homosexual act? Why the guy has to be, you have to rationalize in your head like how much money would I do it for? Is because there's going to be tons of outside judgment coming on that. There's zero outside judgment on a homosexual guy doing a heterosexual act. Like even the homosexual community is not going like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Just kind of like whatever. But like
You're making
you're
the
gonna
point
eat some
that there's
shit.
nothing worse than straight guys just by saying that.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? The fact that you're saying gays would be more accepting of someone doing something but straight guys. But I also
Absolutely.
think,
That's
I also
absolutely
think that I also think that that's much more. First of all, what you've done with Lewis, you probably wouldn't have been able to walk through my high school for. So
Very
life
possibly
has-
true. No,
we
things are
have
changing,
definitely
sure.
moved along to where guys, and you guys did the asshole thing with each other too. Looking in each other's assholes or something.
Yeah. Well, that was medical.
Think about that.
That was more medical.
I'm just saying this line with you is probably imaginary.
Possibly. But I'm saying like, I think Kashmir is even agreeing with me. Like somebody is looking at this and they're actually like, what the fuck is wrong with you two? Like almost angry about it. I don't know. Even like the most homosexual of homosexual guy would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you if Kashmir licked a pussy? I just think they don't.
Well, don't they?
It's inconsequential, I think. And even though that's inconsequential to any straight guy, they're just like some people really, and whether that's because they're dealing with their own shit or whatever it is, people snap at that. No one, did you watch did it come up at all that video on World Star of the gay guys they have come in to touch the girl's vagina for the first time? They did a video.
Yeah, you got obsessed with that for a while, right?
Yeah,
I didn't watch it, but I saw like that it was a headliner of the header of it.
I think the thing that's really funny is that there is complete shock and like fear at first, and then eventually someone's just like, oh yeah, it's just like another body part as bizarre as any other body part.
Yeah, it's basically happened to me when I was 14.
Yeah.
I had the same exact feeling.
Like, what the?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's like if somebody threw a Chinese star into a butthole. That's what I tell a gay guy to look
I
at
don't
it.
think that anyone, like the first opening minute that they're having sex, think that it feels actually good. You're just like, what the hell?
It's a totally new sensation.
Yeah, it's a totally unexplained sensation you've never had before. And then you settle into it.
Like,
And
oh,
you say,
shit.
wait, this is good. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, sure. I think from a woman's perspective, you're like, this seems terrible
I
at
could
first.
never. No, I can't imagine from a woman.
Then you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, the woman saying it's intrusive.
This is my space.
I've often thought of that through my life. I'm kind of like, man, I
bet you have.
get what it feels. Yeah. I'm wondering how it would feel to be invaded like that.
Yeah.
Maybe for our next promo.
I like the dude looks nervous as hell, but this chick couldn't be any more calm.
She's very comfortable.
Yeah. She's a looker, too.
Yeah, and like, yeah, she like lets them like touch it and the whole thing, right? Are they putting? Are they going inside? Are they putting fingers inside?
For anything like that, they have one glove, so they're able to.
Oh, enough with the glove.
Yeah, the glove makes it stupid.
That is, the glove does make it stupid. I say Purell that shit and just punch in there.
I just say baseball glove, if anything.
Just give it a good mitt.
There's one guy who's he gets pretty close. Like, he's talking, like, directly into it. Like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here.
But, Kashmir, would you have the ideas of, like, would you want to know what it smells like, anything like that, or would you not give a shit at all?
I mean, I'm assuming it smells awful, but, like, I'm going to go with that.
Son of a bitch.
I'm assuming, no offense. I'm assuming it's not the freshest place on a woman, but...
Wow. It's as fresh as they come.
I watch The View. I know these things.
First of all, something happened in Gail's life because he just said vagina in general. I'm sure it doesn't smell, and she takes it and goes, she goes, it's very fresh.
Fresh as a daisy.
But yeah, it's not that curious. I mean, I've had a lot of drunk friends who I've had to change. So I've got like a little sneak peeks of it. I'm like, that's exactly what I think it would be.
What do you mean you have drunk girlfriends that piss themselves and you have to change them like babies?
Yeah, it's literally, I went into, I feel like a 45-year-old. I just have to be like, okay, put on your like running like Lululemon pants and go to bed. And I was like, no, because like they're like.
By the way, how old does he think parents are? That he feels like a 45-year-old.
You actually could be a parent. If
you understand that, right?
Let this sink in.
70, 75 years old, change the baby.
I feel 92. No.
Well, I love the 80s. It's now it's time for me to change this child.
I'm 45. It's around right now.
You know, as you bring it up, it really tells you, like, you want to hear the trajectory of a day. That was last night when I did that thing, Making Out with Lewis. You know, my day yesterday started at 9 a.m. Parents' Day at my daughter's Catholic school.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a real...
You're a well-rounded
person. Dichotomy of life.
No, it's dichotomy. It really is.
It is dichotomy.
It's a good name for the special.
The beauty of it is you risk her education because they could chuck you out in a heartbeat for this, right?
Well, they'll find out I'm Jewish and they'll be angry about that anyway. I think I have to be really shifty about how I pay her tuition. I have to do it like through donations because I'm Jewish. I think that's sort of true.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think we didn't tell them that I'm Jewish for her to get into that school.
Well, luckily you can pass, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and my name's
like
not Jewish, yeah.
And you don't have any Jewish beliefs.
And I believe nothing Jewish.
Oh, by the way, did you see Soder on his new TV show?
I saw episode 1 and 2. Have they done 3 yet? Is 3 out yet?
3 is going to start to begin.
I'm on episode 5.
Are you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I play a drug dealer. High end, though.
Okay.
If they show, I mean, if I made the scene, but yeah, I'm only in the one scene. But Soder did great. Yeah, the show, I said it's funny because with Soder not being on that show and me not doing a scene in it at all, it's a show I don't think I ever would have checked out. I'm not into like the finance world and all that kind of hedge fund stuff. I don't even know what most of that means. So much so that even halfway through the first episode, me and Christine were watching, and I was like, getting a little bored. Like, I'm thinking about changing it. But then I thought it picked up great. I think it's awesome. I think it really, by the end of that second episode, like, it's great characters, man. They really, it's a great show.
So. But,
you didn't like it?
No, I didn't like the show, but I like Soder.
You didn't like it at all, really?
No, I thought there was something really off in it. Like, in the dialogue was just driving me crazy.
Yeah, I like Paul Giamatti.
Like, you better get... this thing's going to be bleeding like the Virgin Mary. And I'm like, who fucking talks that way? And why are you forcing yourself to quote movies that you've obviously never seen? But
like
I don't know,
the Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
I thought it became far more interesting. For something in the beginning where I thought it was going to be a bunch of like hedge fund blah, 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 I didn't understand. It started out to be a little more like one guy hates another guy for, it becomes like more like romantic anger.
Well, I got excited when my favorite scene is when I yelled out, "Hey, look, it's Soder from work." It's so great. But,
I know that's what I see when you see him say like it does when you know the guy that well too. All acting looks like acting. You know what I mean? He goes, when the guy says, he goes, so I shit my pants for nothing? And you almost look at him and goes, good job, Soder. Give him a wink, like, good job, buddy. You nailed that line.
Oh, yeah.
He pulls out De Niro impression. He insults him a little bit. I'm like, look at Soder. I'm like, did they write that in the scheme or did you get the improv that, buddy?
I wonder if De Niro's friends. feel that way. You know what I mean? They're just looking at it. I guess
Bobby.
he's pretending he's killing that guy. Seems like he's pretending a lot.
Look at Bobby go. Bobby D.
Big J Okerson's in studio. The taping for Big J's Comedy Central Hour special is happening Sunday, February 21st at Webster Hall in New York City. There's 2 shows, 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Go to theblackListNYC.com for your free tickets.
Can I also plug, I'm going to be this weekend in, I don't know where ticket sales are at because they said today I have to do an impromptu radio or phone call with a transgendered person to try to bump ticket sales because this weekend I will be in Albany, New York at the Comedy Works. But I know a lot of people on Twitter say they're coming, so, get your tickets in advance.
Make sure you get your tickets in advance for that. And I think we all agree that this song was a flop.
Yeah.
Because normally Big J would say, I love that song. Can I have it if he liked it?
I'm a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like you just want to please the crowd and you have no artistic merit. Let me tell you something, Joey.
Yeah.
It's a fucking song you owe this guy, all right?
Yeah.
You understand?
I know that now.
That's
You gotta
a
go
song you owe.
Big after this.
You can write, not many have paid to see tickets to see me in Albany.
Write this down, Joe.
All right, I'm writing it down.
I'm going to tell everybody in Albany, you better catch him before this special happens. You may never get back in again. All right?
The weekend after that, I'm in Webster, New York. I don't even know the name of that comedy club. I'm a bad promoter. But Webster, New York, if wherever that is, I have to fly there, so it's not a drivable place. So if you live near Webster, New York, I'll be there the next weekend. Also.
Wait, are you going to the Webster Airport? Because that sounds scary.
Apparently, yes, I'm going to the Webster Airport. So it sounds like it's going to be a terrifying plane.
What's the size of this plane that's going into?
I've had nothing but airport nightmares the last 2 flights I've taken, and it's all Delta.
Mm.
Hope they're not a sponsor.
What's that picture for?
This is Webster, New York, the comedy club in Webster, New York. And if you want to come see me, it's a picture of me from a long time ago when I had short, long hair. Before my long hair got long, years before I decided to cut it. That was, man, I am wide.
Well, that computer also does.
Yeah, that's ads.
Is that what that does? It's a fat computer?
It's a widescreen. It's a widescreen. They pull it.
I got you.
You know?
Thanks, Chris.
All right, we are, he'll take care of you. All right, that's it for us. Big J, great to see you again. This will probably be the last time we have you on because you'll be too big to do the show.
I asked to come on this week. I was so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm sure, but next time I'll be like, Big J's coming in, but it's for a town hall. And he's really got to run right back.
We can't get him.
Can you run it though? Can you run my town hall?
I'd love to.
Absolutely. And I'll be at bonfires tonight. We're doing a live bonfire in a couple hours.
Dude, thanks for having me on
6 p.m.
that show too. It's been so much fun. Oh no, I did get invited on Sam's show.
Yeah.
When though?
It was this week, but Tuesday. They said they couldn't go on Tuesday, but that was Tuesday was your day. You can go on.
No. Dude, you're supposed to hook it up. What's today? Is today Tuesday?
Today's Thursday. Wednesday. Today's Wednesday.
Okay.
Are you going to go on Sam Roberts' show before the bonfire?
Well, I've never been offered to go on the bonfire. I'd love to go on the bonfire.
Come on the bonfire tonight. If you want to come on the bonfire.
What time's your show?
We do 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Sounds like a long... You don't want me in the whole time, though, right?
You can come in with however long you want to come in for. Please sit in with us. I beg you to.
What, are you doing it in this room?
No, we do it right next door.
I don't like that.
No, this room, actually, we battle on Wednesday nights with Race Wars is in this room. Same time.
Oh.
We come over on our breaks and bother Race Wars, and then we go back over to Opie's broom closet, we call it.
You know...
He shoved us into his foot locker.
You know what? We're all friends here. Everybody is friends. Your career's taking off. Everything's great. And you and Lewis are making out.
Things are going great with us, too.
Yeah.
Our friendship's going to the next level.
I mean, obviously the single came out in the tube today, but we're going to go back to the studio and recut it.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. This could all be handled in post-production, that song.
Yeah.
That was post.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, maybe we'll put it through with a few more filters. We're going to get
working on it.
I loved it.
Yeah, but you didn't...
On an egotistical level,
we've seen how other people hear their songs and they want it immediately, and you didn't even ask for it.
Oh, can I have it?
No, that thing...
Burn it digitally somehow.
I already burned it.
We need something that rhymes with J right off the bat, because he shoehorned this fucking
Here's an easy one. There's a picture right there.
I was going to say. Is there a song with gay in it?
No, but I could do J, it ain't so, whoa, whoa.
Wow, that's really terrible.
Yeah.
All right, well, take your time, think.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm going to really do better.
It's probably not even going to be released until 17. That's how far behind schedule we are.
Push this thing back.
All right, that's it for us. We're out of here. Love you, Big J.
Thank you so much.
Come on, we're all going to be out at this show. So plug it one more time.
The taping for Big J's Comedy Central Hour special is happening Sunday, February 21st at Webster Hall in New York City. There's 2 shows, 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Go to theblacklistnyc.com for your totally free tickets. And to see Jay this weekend up in Albany, go to comedyworks.com to get tickets.
That's it, guys. See how we get in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!